All right. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
We're the brothers to the GMS Atlanta Church here in Georgia. First and foremost, giving our glory, honor, and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutation to the elect and 44 first fruit. Coming back at you on another Saturday in the city, on the highways and byways, preaching the downfall of America. According to the scriptures called Babylon the Great. All right. And preaching the downfall of this place and preaching to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that y'all are the children of the Most High. All right? And don't let nobody else tell you different. Okay? Don't let nobody else tell you different.
Maybe brother, pull up what happened.
Yeah, go
You can just go ahead and set it up if you want to.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind.
That's right. Go ahead.
Count verse 2. And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her,
That's right. Go ahead.
and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble there shall be against her round about.
That's right. Yeah, Isaiah chapter 34, starting like verse 3. Well, start at 1. All right, because this is the brother just brought out. Okay, hold that. The brother just brought out Jeremiah 51. He's talking about. It's talking about the destruction. All right, the ICBM nuclear missiles that are coming to America to destroy this place. I started as Isaiah 34:1. Hold that. Jeremiah 51.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein.
That's right. We're literally coming out the scripts, and I'm speaking what we're literally doing right now out here on the highways and byways. We are telling the nations right now, come here and listen to what the Lord has to say about you. All right, it's the same thing Isaiah was saying right here. Come here, and listen to your judgment. Come here and listen to what's going to happen, what the Lord's going to do. Go ahead.
The world and all things that come forth of it.
That's right. Go ahead.
Verse 2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations.
That's right. That's why the scriptures say he has a controversy with the inhabitants of the earth. All right, we ain't got an issue with you. All right, you got a little something to talk to you about. You got some beef. All right, go ahead, bro.
It says, and his fury upon all the armies.
That's right. His indignation and fury upon all the armies. That's why a lot of brothers' favorite chapter and our favorite, favorite chapter in the Bible, the King James 16:11 Bible, is 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. All right, because that speaks about the destruction on the nations. Go ahead, bro.
It says, he hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter.
That's right. Keep going, bro.
It says, verse 3, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses.
That's right. Their stink shall come out of their carcasses. All right. We just experienced the first wave of martial law. All right, like the initial steps. Because yes, believe it or not, people, this quarantine was martial law. It was just gradual. It's
Like a soft martial law.
It's gradualism. Esau works off of gradually doing things, so you sheeple can agree. You people agree to martial law. All right, it was implemented. Yes, I think we should stay inside.
Got mad at people for not abiding by it.
Exactly. All right, and I saw an article, pretty much, gauging the mind of the people. It said when things open up, most people still voted to stay inside, or other people said, I'm still not going to go out. See? So they've been conditioned to be okay with martial law. All right? Go ahead, bro.
It says, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
That's right. The mountains shall be melted with their blood. Mountains with this government, man. All right, shall be melted with the blood of these wicked ass individuals out here. All right, there's a lot of individualism out here, thinking they got it on their own. Hey, like I said, this first wave, this second wave, it's gonna be way more strict. It's going to be forced, okay? Because they're purposely reopening this, because some of you people are complaining because you're bored.
Yep.
And then when it reopens, they're going to be like, oh, the cases are ramping back up again.
It's your fault.
And it's your fault. Now we got to force you to stay inside. There ain't going to be no casual driving. You're going to get pulled the fuck over and told to go home. There ain't going to be no casual walking or jogging outside. You're going to be told to go back into your house, or if you don't, you're going to get forced back into your house.
Kind of, I was gonna say, it's like what we've been like being desensitized to something.
Right.
You know, where you see something on the news, you see people getting killed on the news a lot, you become immune to it.
Right.
And that's what this did. Oh, what y'all said the government was gonna bust down doors and throw us in the FEMA camps, and none of that happened. And so you already have a whatever mind frame towards it, and they're gonna step out here again in this next wave, and you're gonna see that force, that hammer, man.
That's right. You're going to see it. Because it's like a little kid. You know, hey, stop.
Yep.
Hey, stop. Oh, you didn't do that the first time or second time. And then the third time, something's actually done and you're surprised about it.
Yep.
You know, that's how little kids are.
Yeah, never poke a lion.
Right? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 4. Verse 4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
That's right. All the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved. This goes into the battle. Matter of fact, get Daniel 12 and 1. Get Revelation 12 and 7. No, 12. Yeah, 12 and 7. All right. So yeah, get Daniel 12 and 1 real quick.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
That's right.
And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
That's right.
And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book.
That's right. So you see Michael the archangel is going to stand up for the people. All right? That's just Daniel saying the archangel Michael is going to stand up. Now let's get the details of Michael standing up. Get Revelation 12 and 7.
Come, this is Revelation 12 and verse 7. And there was a war in heaven.
There you go.
Michael and his angels fought against the dragon.
All right?
And the dragon fought and his angels.
That's right. So the dragon fought with his angels against Michael and his angels. All right? Michael is he's a captain, he's a general of Yahweh's army. All right? When they come back to destroy this place. The dragon is speaking about this beast system in America and all these other nations coming up to fight against Yahweh. All right? And they're going to have an actual battle in the heavens. When you go into that word heavens, it actually means a little sky. You're going to see these things happening. All right?
Yep. And
now let's get. Go ahead.
if I may say, because when you look at that's further in the point that America is Babylon the Great, that pushed out that philosophy, because all these other countries and divisions, they're going to do what now? Add their own space force. Because America set the trend, like, oh, we got to have a space force. So that's fulfilling that prophecy right there of them, of Satan's angels fighting against the Lord's angels.
That's right.
You know?
And go ahead and keep reading in Isaiah 34 to see the outcome. So reread 34.
Verse 4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved,
Right?
and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
But whose host of heaven shall be dissolved? We know that the Lord, Yahweh side, is going to take no casualties. So we already know the ones that are going to be dissolved literally, because in 2 Ezra 13, it says nothing was perceived but dust and the smell of smoke. That's literally someone being dissolved. Okay, so that's talking about Esau and his F-15 fighter jets and so on and so forth being dissolved in the sky when they fight Michael the Archangel. Daniel 12 and 1, Revelation 12 and 7. This is the outcome of those scripts. All right, finish that off. And then go back to Jeremiah 51.
And all their hosts shall fall down, as a leaf falleth off the vine.
That's right. And they shall fall down as a leaf falling off the vine, man. You're done for. All right? That's going back to the script where it says what was that? Satan was cast down like lightning. All right? You can apply that script to this. When they fall, literally in the battle, in the sky, against Michael.
Lucifer, how thou fallen?
Yeah, that's it. That was that
Isaiah 13. Isaiah 14.
Yeah, no, Isaiah 14. See? Go back to Jeremiah 51. I wanted to bring out Isaiah 34 because he said the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. Like the brother's reading about the nuclear destruction right now. Go ahead. Hold up.
You got
51 and verse 3. This is Jeremiah 51 and 3.
Charger.
Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow.
That's right. Let the archer bend his bow. The second Ezra talks about when an arrow is shot, can it be, it can be turned back. Once he presses the button, it's done for. All right. Once he presses the button, it's done for.
It says, and against him that lifted himself up.
Against him who lifted himself up. Drop my whole thing. Get 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. And start at like 4. Go ahead, bro.
Come, I'm going to reread this. Jeremiah 51 and 3. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth up himself up in his slide. Bridget done, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts.
That's right. So the one who lifted himself up, all right, who's exalting himself up right now? Esau. He's proud, Go ahead and get to 2 Thessalonians.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High.
That's right. Who is that? Who is that? That's Esau. It's clear. Clear as day. The proudest person on earth today. All right? Who else is lifting themselves up, thinking that they're the ultimate power that created everything? Esau. Who else is making a microchip to chip people to make himself the people's God? Esau.
Right.
See? Go ahead, bro.
For that is worship. So that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
That's right, showing himself that he is the Most High. All right? You can see it happening right now. All right? I had read an article today that the middle class, the coronavirus is destroying the middle class. Hold that real quick. Get Revelation 13:16. But the coronavirus is killing the middle class. What have you seen in these last 2-3 months during this? What the quarantine really started in like mid-March.
Mm-hmm.
What have you seen? Businesses shut down. All right, forced closures of these small businesses. Who own these small businesses? Middle class working people. Okay. Perfect example. All right, to explain the middle class. Let's take the body, the literal body. All right. You have your head, your shoulders, your arms, your torso, your hips, and your legs, and your feet.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's split those up into three categories. You got the head, which is the top. You got your torso, which is your middle. You got your legs, which is your body. All right. A lot of people, if you are asking, what's your support? And everyone's saying you feed your legs. All right. But really, when you think about it, it's your midsection. When you work out, if you have a strong core, you can do any workout perfectly too. I'm not saying perfectly, but like with good technique. The water, with good technique.
Yeah,
you can't do certain workouts if you don't have a strong core.
Your core is it's your abdomen and your lower back.
Water, bro. Because I was gonna go into the lower back next. Because your lower back, right here, this muscle is always flexed.
Yeah.
It's always flexed. Even when you're sleeping, it does not relax.
The first muscles to contract is this whole section. Before anything, no matter what you're working on, before you actually get to working that muscle, your abdomen's already working.
That's it. If you don't have a strong core, you won't have a strong support system in your body. Esau, he's purposely taking out the middle class.
Yeah.
Because the middle classes will support the backbone of America's economy.
Yeah.
All right. So read Revelation 13 and 16.
Come, this is Revelation 13 and verse 16.
Right.
And he causeth all, both small and great,
Right.
rich and poor,
Right.
free and bond,
Yep.
to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads.
All right, you see that? Small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. You know the scriptures deal with yea and nay. There
Yeah.
ain't no gray area. In this case, who's the gray area? The middle class. So Esau's taking it out. A round of applause to you, Esau, because you're going according to scripts. Because when I read this, it doesn't say rich, middle class, and poor. There's something has to be a strict distinction.
Right.
There has to be somebody who has supplies and somebody who doesn't. Okay? The other thing about it too, he's taking out these small businesses so everybody can filter it and follow into one place to go to get all the materials.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos. He's about to become a trillionaire.
Another thing, when Trump made that first press conference back in March, who did he have at the podium with him? All the CEOs.
He did.
Walmart, Target, all these big name companies
He did, yep.
that you're gonna have to funnel to. Not no mom and pop shop that got your little supplies, not your beauty supply stores. All that's gonna be at your Walmarts and your Targets, which are gonna turn into concentration camps. And ultimately, to get anything, you're gonna have to get the chip. That's simple. They're funneling the people. But how do you do that? Taking out the middle class. Somebody get the word rich and poor in the Blu-ray.
Yeah, because Henry Kissinger, he had a quote where he said that, what did he say? If you control the food, you control the people. If you control the energy, you can control the continent. And if you control the money, you can control the world, man.
Hey, and speaking about the money, a lot of brothers have been doing lessons on it. One universal income.
Yeah.
Another bill, $3 trillion has been signed off for stimulus. $2 trillion was back in what? They signed off in
About April.
April.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody
Yeah.
got a $1,000 check. One income. Now they just signed off on the $3 trillion. There's going to be another wave. I think it's going to be a $2,000 stimulus check going into people's bank account. But it's going to be one universal income.
Socialism.
That's it. So with the universal income comes universal buying the same shit.
Yeah.
Universal eating the same shit.
Yeah.
Universal going to the same place. He's just funneling all the people, and people just falling for it right now.
Yeah.
But he has to X out the middle class. Get that word rich first.
This is the word rich. And it says wealthy, bonding, and material resources.
Ooh, you see that? Wealthy, abounding in material resources. This rich in Revelation 13 and 16 is not talking about I'm living lavish in a house.
Yeah.
I got a Lamborghini, Bugatti outside.
That's not Floyd. That's not Floyd. Floyd is not resourceful.
He's not resourceful.
He's rich as hell, but he's not resourceful.
He's rich in fiat currency.
Yeah.
But he's not rich in resources like the captain just said. Keep reading on the definition.
It says abounding, abundantly supplied.
See, abundantly supplied. With what though? I tell you, the ones who are going to be rich in that day is who got the most toilet paper, who got the most antibiotics, food, water stored up, canned goods, paper towels. It ain't gonna be money in materialistic things as a car or fiat currency, how much you got in your bank account, or how big of a house you're living in. It's gonna be like Book of Eli type things. When you watch the Book of Eli, Eli was rich. He had a whole iPod.
Yeah.
He had an old school iPod.
He was able to buy water.
He was able to buy water. He had a battery. How was he able to buy water? Trading supplies.
Yeah.
That's what you consider rich. But look at the state everybody was in anyway. Look at his state. It wasn't like how we're clean and then you saw how he washed his teeth every day. They had no toothpaste in a toothbrush. He had some like water in there.
That's why people were selling themselves into slavery. The women were selling themselves into slavery under that Edomite because he had shampoo, he had soap. Those were like valuable luxury items.
But that even them selling themselves into slavery to that dude, that made him even richer because what does the scripture say? He who gives a wife will get into possession. So that's him acquiring the possession and a resource. That's a servant who does things for you. And what? A woman what? Multiplies. All right? They can do this, they can do that. Some of them can even farm. You can get Isaiah 4:1. They're going to bring their resources to you, making you richer.
Yep.
That's what the rich is talking about in Revelation 13 and 16. Not go, I got some money in the bank type shit. It ain't gonna be like that. It's gonna, you got toilet paper? All right, bet. Well, I got some seeds. Can you trade?
Once the economy crashes in that day, how can you go to somebody and say, hey, give me a can good for $2? They're gonna be like, no, $2, man. Get the fuck out of here. Out of here, man.
Man,
ain't no money.
It's like $2. No, I'll wipe my ass with that, man.
Yeah, it's gonna go back to bartering. The bartering system.
I'll wipe my ass with that. But you trying to trade the $2 for my toilet paper? I already got something to wipe my ass with. And I ain't gonna use your two little measly ass dollars, man. You see? All right, get the word on the poor. Oh, is that finished? I don't think that's finished talking.
It is.
Okay, get the word poor. All right? Because this is why Esau is cutting out the middle class. He's cutting out the middle class so he can shut down these small businesses. So you can't just go to your mom and pop shop across the street and get what you need. It ain't working like that. You gotta go to the big boys. All right? The brothers from Tampa down here, when they said when they were driving down here, they saw a whole bunch of farms. And they said all the farms they passed, at least 70 to 80% of them had a for sale sign on it. Who's gonna buy the farms? The banks. The bankers are gonna buy the farm.
Yeah.
Now you gotta go through the bank. You see what's happening right now? Esau is filtering and funneling people to where he wants to go. If he reopens and has the economy flourish again, and has the middle class flourish again, it's going to be hard to contain the people because they can go every which way. If he can X out the middle class and just have one place open, it's easier. It's easier to control the people. All the liquor's in one spot. All the medical supplies is in one spot.
That's order.
All the food is in one spot.
He's actually trying to bring about order out of chaos. He's bringing order within the chaos that he created out here. Because it should have always been as such. But what happened? Greed, his Habakkuk that's 2 and 5, his desires as hell. So he opened the floodgates on his place to basically make the income. But now he knows truly, like you're saying, to have order, to bring this thing in, he gotta minimize it. That's why even when you go in the store now, it ain't no, well, this door, you could do whatever. Hey, it says enter, and this one says exit. But if you want to walk this way, you can. Or if you want to go through this exit, or hey, you want to come through the auto part. No, everybody gonna come through the same place, and everybody gonna leave out the same place. That's how this devil is shutting this whole thing down.
That's it, bro.
It's order.
That's it. And that's why he calls it his new world order.
Yep.
All right? Because like you were saying, it's going to be a universal income.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a universal where you go, what you do. Everything's going to be monitored and tracked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This is what's happening. I tell you, taking out the middle class is a big deal. Like we were mentioning, it's the backbone.
Yeah.
It's the backbone. If you take out the middle class, it's like kicking the legs of the chair when you're sitting on it. You're going to fall straight on your ass. You see? Get the word poor.
This is the word poor. And it says, fuck choice.
Fuck y'all.
I think it's Tokas or something like that. Wait, let me say it real quick. It's like Tokas. Yeah, it's Tokas in the Greek. All right? Go ahead. The brothers and layers, man.
Yeah, to cops. It says reduced to burglary.
Yeah, right? See, reduced to burglary. That's how
like
you said.
Reduced to beggary.
Still, the Spirit said burglary, right?
Yeah.
Reduced to burglary. Because when you're poor, you're going to have to start taking things. Second Ezra.
Because most Jake have a spirit of, I take before I beg.
No. It's an ego and a pride thing, too. You see? That's why there's going to be sedition among men. That's why Second Ezra's what was that chapter? I just went blank, but it talks about, it's in like the 70 something verse. It talks about, I think it's 2 Samuel 16, where it talks about they shall go into the houses, but to the one who fear the Lord.
Oh, insurrection. That's like verse 70.
Insurrection.
Verse
Okay.
70, yeah.
Yeah, that's what, right there. People are not going to care. It says they're not going to regard kings or princes, so fuck the law. Burglary is going to be at an all-time high. You saw when the wave of shutdown, people was looting anyway. Up in New York, they're putting certain retail stores, they're boarding the stores up. For what? Because they know they're going to start looting. They're not giving a damn.
Yep.
Throwing a big ass rock into the window. Go ahead, bro.
And I was talking to this brother one day. I just started doing a little Uber Eats. And certain businesses, because you said what? Fuck the law, right?
Right.
Certain businesses like, fuck that shit. Yeah. Certain owners was like, look, I'm having people come around back. And we still gonna cook the food, get our bread, you know what I'm saying? So that lets you know that prophecy is true, man. Hey, these people do not care about the laws, man. At the end of the day, when it comes to supplying, getting that quote unquote wealth in these last days, it's gonna be very, very important, man, to be able to trade and get supplies or get quote unquote money, things of that nature.
Exactly. It's going to be important because they need to eat. Their family need to eat. And people will go and take the measure to wherever they need to take it to have their kids eat, have something in their stomach. They will walk the extra mile to get that done. All right? To go to that definition.
God said reduce to beggary, begging, asking alms. It says destitute of wealth, influence, position, honor. It says lowly, afflicted.
Right?
It says and eternal riches.
See, that's the poor. Okay? We read what the rich was, and that's just having supplies. There can be, because you don't want to get misconstrued with that script, Revelation 13 and 16. We don't want to get like, everybody's going to be in a shitty position. These people going to be less shitty. Simply. Which will make them, quote unquote, rich.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have water, I do. I'm richer than you. Still gonna be living like, damn, now I'm fucked up. I just got one roll of toilet paper, and I got 4 in my household.
Yep. I got a preset for you.
You know? But what? That makes you richer than someone who has 4 in their household and no toilet paper. That's why it says rich and poor will receive the mark. The ones who are rich and just have little supplies still gonna want to receive the mark because they don't have enough. Everybody's gonna be in a low, humble state in this time to come. And the only ones who are gonna be living it up, according to Isaiah, is living it up, because we're gonna be laughing too. Is the men of the Lord.
Yep.
Well, when will we be those? Go ahead,
Yep. This is Sirach 40, and I'm gonna start at 27. Just get to the point. It says, "The fear of the Lord is a fruitful garden, and covereth him above all glory. My son, lead not a beggar's life, for better is it to die than to beg."
So can I, just a rhetorical question, or if you want to answer it anyway. So, it says free bond, small and great, rich and poor. Is a elect member a part of that script?
No.
No.
Matter of fact, you can go to Revelation 3. No, 2 and was that are rich,
Yeah, it's
that are poor.
Revelation 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Revelation
3 and 9.
3, yeah, something like that.
I know thy poverty, but thou art rich. Because the Lord said it, the Lord is faithful and is as a fruitful garden. We're not looking to this. We're not looking to the system. We haven't been. That's the difference between us and everybody else within it. That's why the Lord said what? That in that hour of temptation, I shall keep thee. Because we don't got nothing to do with it. Because we're doing something contrary to the system already. We're not leaning on this system to provide for us. Although we still got to go to this devil for one of all things. But it's the Lord that provides for us. We're not looking at Esau to provide for us and so on and so forth. So y'all are going to be stuck in a quagmire of, oh my God, do we lean on the devil? Man, we already know. We choose death through the Spirit, man.
Go ahead and get that Revelation 2 and 9. It was 2 and 9.
2 and 9, Salakia.
This is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. And I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Right.
And I know the blasphemy of them.
That's an oxymoron.
Right.
Like that's like
People will say that's contradictory.
yes, they would say that's contradicted because it's like, wait a minute, how is a fruit, how is a piece of fruit fresh
Right.
and spoiled?
Right. Right.
How could an apple be fresh and spoiled? But the Lord said we're rich and poor.
See, that's the spirit of it. I want you to. We're gonna go back to Revelation 2 and 9, but get Revelation 2 and 17 for quick. All right, because what? Go ahead.
Verse 17. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit said unto the churches.
Exactly what the Spirit says. So, in order to understand, you just read Sirach 40. So, we'll read Sirach 40, which you just read, and then bring out Revelation 2 and 9. They'll be like, wait, what? All right? But when the Spirit speaks to you, fully understand
That's right.
what it's saying. Okay? We're in a low place right now, but there's something in us that's very valuable.
Wisdom.
There you go. Isaiah 33. There's something very valuable. We have a power within us right now that's about to be brought out. But we're just in the lowest state right now. What? Another oxymoron type script. Folly is set in great dignity, but the rich sit in low places. How does a rich man sit so low though? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
What rich men?
Right?
Proverbs 3 and 13. That wisdom is better than rubies and gold.
That's it.
That's what makes us rich is the wisdom.
Let's get another oxymoron. Go to Revelation 3 and get verse 17.
This is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 17. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods and have need of nothing.
So hold that. All right, increase with goods. Goods are supplies. All right, are your resources. You're in need of nothing. We just read what rich is in Revelation 13 and 16. It means what? Abundantly supplied, right? Go ahead, bro.
It says, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked.
And what is that supposed to mean? You don't got the Spirit with you. Everything boils down to your faith and Spirit. And the Spirit boils down to you getting the understanding of the Spirit.
Yeah, walk by faith, not by sight.
Not by sight. Hey, who can you like again? The white dude, the Edomite man. That was Revelation 3 and 17 right there. He had a whole bunch of resources, but he was missing something.
Yep.
He would do anything to get that book. He didn't have the Spirit. Eli was the one who was rich, but he looked like he ain't had nothing. He was by himself. He was, quote unquote, a wanderer, a vagabond, a nomad. Didn't have too much on his person.
Yep.
But he had the Spirit.
He had the Spirit because even when he went blind from the nuclear flash. He wasn't like blind before all of that, but he knew how to read Braille. He knew that when they opened that the sword, when he took the sword from his mind, because at the end he was laying down on that table and they was like in the beginning. So when was he reading? It was all in the Spirit while he was getting it. How do you just learn? That's not a thing that you're gonna learn in all out Jacob's trouble, unless the Spirit be with you, right? Because it's another language. Because it's actually another language of reading Braille, sign language, the whole nine. But you're not just a random person is like going out of nowhere. Oh yeah, in the middle of a quarantine. Nobody learned fucking Braille in the middle of this quarantine on purpose.
That's right. So like, I'm gonna get something to that because it's like, how did you just get all that understanding? Second Ezra chapter 14 and 38 says, "And the next day, behold, a voice called me, saying, Ezra, open thy mouth and drink that I give thee to drink." Verse 39. Then I opened my mouth, and behold, he reached out a full cup, which was full, as it were, with water, but the color of it was like fire. Right? Verse 40. And I took it and drank. And when I had drunk of it, my heart uttered understanding. All right? What did he drink of? The Spirit. The understanding. The Holy Spirit was put upon him to get the understanding. It's the same thing that was done with Ezekiel.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? You have a question?
Oh no, keep on your service.
It says, in my heart uttered understanding, wisdom grew in my breast, for my spirit strengthened my memory. That's the perfect precept for Eli.
Yep.
His spirit strengthened his memory. The Lord put the spirit on him to recite.
Yeah.
Look at Genesis to last
Revelation
verse of
20,
Revelation.
22, yeah.
You see?
Don't be on the movie.
You see? All right. Oh, you got a precept, brother?
Hey, that's fast.
We were talking
Hey, doing
about
good, bro.
Eli and how the dude wanted it, how the spirit was with Eli, but the other guy, the spirit wasn't with him.
Yep.
All right. This is Matthew 20. This is Matthew 12:35. A good man out of a good treasure of his heart, of the heart, liketh bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. So that was two separate. All right, it was good and evil. Okay.
Yep. Jacob and Esau.
Jacob and Esau.
Yep.
All right. Here it is. He was at a poor state, but he was rich. Okay. The treasures that was stored in his heart made him rich. Which he brought forth good things through the spirit. All right. But the dude who was as wicked as all hell didn't bring forth good things. He brought forth evil things. All right.
So see, that goes to show you that the Lord got the benefits of it. Get Psalm 103. Start at 1.
This is Psalm 103,
So that shine.
verse 1. The Psalm of David, bless the Lord, Yahweh, O my soul, all that is within me, bless his holy name. Blessed is the Lord, Yahweh, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits.
Forget not all his benefits. Hold that, because we're still going to that. Brother, get Psalm 116 and 12. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, and what's a part of those benefits too? On the scripture says what?
This is
We're paraphrasing, be with the godly man, all right? Have a holy conversation, neglect not the gifts, all right? Those are all benefits. Because what? We got the spirit of Yahweh Shimi on shop, all right? If you find the man in that Lord in that day, hey, it's going to benefit you. All right, you have any wounds, sicknesses, it's going to benefit you to stay with the man of the Lord so that the spirit might heal you. You know,
Okay.
The spirit might be within him to heal you. That's right. Yeah.
You know? Go ahead, bro.
This is Psalms 116 and verse 12. It says, what shall I render unto the Lord for all his benefits toward me?
What shall I render unto the Lord for all the benefits towards me? We're going to get into the benefits like the brother just mentioned a few. All right? Get Psalm, hold that, hold Psalm 116 and 12. Get Psalm, get Psalm 68 and 19. Real quick. All right, because we're gonna understand what benefits that we got from the Lord, right? You know, it's like you get out of the military, you get VA benefits. You get a check.
Yeah.
It's about fucking it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's a benefit that you got while serving. You see what I'm saying? So go ahead, bro.
This is Psalms chapter 68 and verse 19.
Right.
Blessed be the Lord who daily loadeth us with benefits.
All right. Blessed be the Lord who daily loadeth us with benefits. When you go into that, all right, it says really that benefits. Blessed be the Lord who daily loadeth us with power. All right. Every day we're given power. It takes power for you to wake up the next day.
Yeah.
All right. It's not on you if you open your eyes and get another chance to preach your how about shit outside. I put in a group text to the Auckland the other day. I was like, how y'all feeling today? A lot of brothers responded. It's a good day to preach how about shit outside in the spirit. One brother said, I'm feeling good, but man, forget Esau's world or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, another brother said, I'm feeling good today. Just coming with positive energy. Because they're thankful of the benefit that the Lord gave them to wake up to do this work again. All right? Read Psalm 116 and 12 one more time, bro. Get Romans chapter 12 and 1, because we're going to answer this question.
Psalms 116 and 12. What shall I render unto the Lord for all his benefits toward me?
That's right. What shall I render unto the Lord for all the benefits towards me? This is what you're going to render. Get,
Romans 12, yeah.
Romans 12 and 1.
God, this is Romans 12 and verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service.
That's what you render unto the Most High, because we ain't got nothing else. We don't got no turtle dove to sacrifice according to the law. We don't have first fruits.
And he don't want it.
We don't even have land.
And the Lord don't want it.
That's right. The Lord don't want it. That's Isaiah the 1st chapter. You know, you render unto me your oblations and pretty much vain sacrifices, just to go do the same thing over and over again. Or you'll sacrifice it saying sorry in advance. No, it don't work like that. I don't want it. I don't want it. And I'm not gonna, and another thing the Lord did, I'm not gonna beat you up anymore or whoop you like a little kid no more. Because Isaiah the 1st chapter also says, why should I stricken you even more? You become more rebellious.
You're going to revolt more and more.
You see? You've already declared war against me. What's the point of me just continue to do this? You're showing me that it doesn't work. So I'm just going to let you be, and I'm going to let Esau do it to you.
Yeah.
You see, that's why we're still in this state. Now we're crying out. Because we can't take it no more.
Mm-hmm.
But what shall we render to the Lord for the benefits that he gives us? Present our body as a living sacrifice. Go back to Psalm 103 and start at 2. And we're going to see the benefits that he gives us.
This is Psalms 103 and verse 2. Bless the Lord Yahweh, O my soul.
Oh, Salaki. We saw what we render unto the Lord, and this is what we get for doing that. Sacrificing our time, sacrificing every Saturday, paying our tithes, coming out of pocket. You may not have paid a bill, but screw it. I'm gonna send my money to the tithes, so the brothers can be okay, including myself, really.
Yep.
All right. These are the things that we sacrifice, and this is what we're gonna get from doing these little minor sacrifices. Get 1 Corinthians 9 and 11. Go ahead.
Psalms 103 and verse 2. Bless the Lord Yahweh, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits.
Forget not all his benefits. All right, go ahead.
Who forgiveth all thy iniquities.
That's a benefit. Go ahead.
Who healeth all thy diseases.
That's a benefit. Hey, dude, that's a good script for right now. It's a little COVID-19. Hey, man, so I believe some brothers probably, speaking as a man, I ain't gonna say it fully, but hey, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know?
And we ain't take no deaths.
We ain't taking deaths. And it says who healeth from all diseases. There could be an individual who comes to a prophet with COVID-19, a ramped up version of COVID-19. We lay hands on him. Hey, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, repah. Boom, next thing you know, he jumping lively. Man, he ain't coughing no more, ain't got the dry cough, no nothing. Gives you a joyful hug. You see?
Yeah, it happened in the Acts the 3rd chapter.
Hey, that's right. Hey, man, we gonna get into Acts now that you mentioned it. Go ahead, brother.
Who redeemeth thy life from destruction.
Because Acts the 3rd chapter was Peter's first.
That was his first.
With the lame man on the steps.
Yeah, after Pentecost.
That's right, brother. Oh yeah, after that was a heavy time right there. Go ahead, brother.
Who crowneth thee with loving kindness and tender mercies.
That's another. His tender mercies. The Lord didn't. If the Lord didn't have mercy on this place, we'd be losing. That goes back to Romans the 3rd chapter. I'm gonna say like verse 19. Everyone's guilty in the sight of the Lord if he were to judge you according to the law.
Right.
But that's why he said Yahweh Shai, whose work ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, to what? Be a remission of sins. All right? To sprinkle the blood upon you.
It's balance.
It's balance. But of course, according to Romans the 6th chapter, doesn't mean you don't keep the law. Just because you have grace doesn't mean you continue to eat pork. Doesn't mean you continue to shave your face. Doesn't mean you continue to get edges. All right? Go ahead,
Just because God gives you grace and mercy doesn't mean you're going to continue with the same sin. It becomes iniquity.
Exactly.
Okay, then you get into the den of iniquity, which is Psalms 51, create me a clean heart, renew a right spirit in me, now David.
That's
grab
it.
That. Grab,
All right.
matter of fact, and grab Psalm 51 and 9 real quick. All right?
But you
That's
brothers
good.
know what you're talking about. You got that.
Yeah, go ahead. Get Psalm 51 and 9 real quick.
Psalm 51 and verse 9. Hide thy face from my sins and blot out all mine iniquities.
Hide my face from thy sins and blot out all mine iniquities. That's exactly what you were just saying right there. If you continue to do wickedness, that's called iniquity. That
Yep.
goes back to Isaiah, the first chapter again.
Yeah, laden with iniquity.
Laden with iniquity. Iniquity means sin upon sin upon sin.
Right, and just
You
keep
see?
on continuing like God is not looking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You see,
And God is not judging, and He is.
Psalm 51:9 is a repentance prayer, man.
Yep, that was when David went off.
Yeah, that's a repentance prayer. Me personally, I say this prayer every day. It's in the Hebrew, you say Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Chakadash Hashadar Panyaka Machataya Wafar Winkin Machat. You see? You say it every day to be forgiven for your iniquities, because we go off daily.
Yeah.
The scripture said we fall short of the glory. Ain't nobody perfect. If you were perfect, you would have got beamed up on a chariot and been in paradise.
Like Enoch.
Like Enoch, you know? Hey, Job, even though he didn't get beamed up, he was a perfect man.
Yeah.
The scriptures even said it.
Yep.
Noah, he was a perfect man as well. The scriptures even said he was perfect.
Yep.
You see?
Perfect as men can be.
Hey, you said perfect because men can be when you have a shine who the world even because Jesus Christ came down here as a man. Was he not perfect?
Yeah. Perfection is based upon the keeping of the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's it. Because it's pro-life too.
Yeah.
You see? Is that it on Psalm 103?
Wow.
Keep going, bro.
John, verse 5, who satisfies thy mouth with good things.
That's right. You satisfy that mouth with good things, man. Again,
That's right.
The captain continues to repeat this with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We just read 2nd Ezra 14th chapter where it says, and out of my mouth uttered understanding.
Yep.
You see? Go ahead.
God said, so that thy youth is renewed like the eagle.
So like you can renew like the eagles, man. All right? So your youth is renewed, man. You're not living. The scriptures talk about shedding the old man. All right? Shedding the old man and renewing yourself. That's John the 3rd chapter when Yahushua was speaking to Nicodemus. You gotta come, you gotta be reborn.
Yep.
When someone's reborn, you're new.
Amen.
You're new again. All right? Meaning what? You're young. All right? A lot of brothers came in here. I know, hey, the elder from Milwaukee. The elder from Milwaukee, he told me
Yeah.
he came in the troop at 17.
Yeah, 17. Yeah.
The elder is, you know, in his late 20s now. Been pushing over 10-some years. Or at least 10 years. But he came in as a young man. I know this brother came in as a young man. This brother came in. I came in as a young man. The captain came in as a young man. All right? These brothers came in as young men. And guess what? We renewed ourselves again. Becoming young again. Shedding off the old then. Not doing the things we used to do. Matter of fact, get Philippians real quick. Philippians 3. Because it says what? Forgetting the things that were in the past. I think it was that Philippians 3 and 13.
Yeah.
Come, get Philippians 3 and 13 real quick. Go on, baby.
You about 10 minutes from an hour, just letting you know, okay? You about 15 minutes from an hour, just letting you know when that is.
This is the book of Philippians chapter 3 and verse 12. Not as though I had already attained, either were all already perfect.
That's right. Alright, so it said in Greek, actually, let's see what the script saying.
Philippians 3 and you said 12. Not as though I had already attained, either were already perfect.
That's right. That's Paul. This is Paul writing his epistle, which epistle is like a letter to the Philippians. Right? He's writing a letter to the Philippians. Right? The church of Philippi.
Yeah.
And he was saying that he was speaking humbly, right?
Right.
Not that I've already obtained or imperfect, because if he was pretty much saying if I was obtained, I would have got delivered by him. All right?
And that's why Paul knew that, because Paul had the understanding that it wasn't, that you couldn't be saved by the law. That's why he pushed faith.
That's it.
But that, like you said, doesn't make the law in void, because he said that he was a Pharisee. He was perfect in the law. But he knew that even if although he achieved perfection in that way, still it was of the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that he was going to. So you always going to feel inadequate or low, because it's like, it's not of me, it's not of your works of hands. You can't be saved because you just kept the law in perfection, you know?
That's right. That's right. See? Hey, that's it. Keep going. You explain that perfectly.
But I follow after, if I may apprehend.
If I may apprehend, meaning if I may be delivered.
Right.
Meaning
Yep.
what? He even said, if I may.
If I may.
If I'm worthy. You see, go ahead. See, man, Paul, you got to read Paul's epistles, man.
Yeah.
And follow Paul, man. Go ahead.
That's why the scriptures say the greater thou art, the more humble thou should
That's
be.
it. Hey, because, hey, when you read Acts towards the end of the 7th chapter, read Acts the 8th chapter, it tells you what Paul was actually doing during that time. It said he even consented to Stephen's death.
Yeah.
Which means what? When you go into the word consent, it means to actually applaud and agree upon.
Yeah.
And Stephen was a man of the Lord. All right? And when you go read Acts the 8th chapter, it talks about how, because of course his name was Saul at the time.
Right.
When you read Acts the 8th chapter, it talks about he persecuted the church.
Yeah.
Finally, Acts the 9th chapter came around. The Lord said, "Why you kicking against me? Why persecutest thou me?
Off that high horse, brother.
Get off that high horse." That's
Off
it.
that high horse.
He got to blind him for 3 days. He got to go through his tribulation. He came. Yahushua came in a vision to Ananias. He
Yep.
told Ananias, "Hey, I did this to Paul, so he can go through the sufferings."
Yep.
You see, and that's why Paul is speaking like this, because he was humbled by Yahushua, just like we were, because we thought we were somebody. You know, because he, just like we thought we were somebody, and then we come into the truth, we're like, damn, you really get humbled.
Yeah.
You see, that's the same thing Paul was doing. That's why we so fervent in the spirit to preach Yahushua. I'm gonna switch out with you after this.
Okay.
Go ahead, brother. Finish this song.
But I follow after that, if I may apprehend that for which also I am apprehended of Yahushua.
That's right. If I'm apprehended of Yahushua, Paul kept on speaking about he was a prisoner of Yahushua, of Yahushua. All right, go ahead.
Verse 13, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended,
Right.
but this one thing I do.
Hey, and Paul said the same thing. He's like, count not myself to be apprehended. He said the same thing in another verse. He said, I count not myself to be in that number. All right? If you count yourself apprehended, well, first off, if you count yourself apprehended, you look like an idiot because you're still here.
Yeah.
Because if you're apprehended, that means you would have got beat up like shit. All right? Like it talks about in 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, when we should be caught up in the clouds, man. That is a beautiful chapter, man. Sometimes puts tears in my eyes. You know, go ahead, brother.
But this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind.
Forgetting those things which are behind, meaning that old man you used to be, that old wretched man that you used to be. Hey, shoot. Hey, there's a woman named Tabitha in the scripture who was a disciple of the apostles. So an old man or old woman that you used to be. All right? Do away with it. Keep going.
And reaching forth unto those things which are before.
And reaching forth unto those things that are before. If you keep looking back, you can't move forward.
Oh, there was a quote you put in. Basically, you keep looking back, basically on your old man, your old past, so to speak. That's probably Satan trying to get you. He's afraid of who he's trying to be in the future. Remember that? Yeah.
He's afraid of what you can be.
Yeah.
But see, Satan sees your potential and tries to hinder you. All right?
With that on one of my favorite quotes from Sopranos, it was an episode where Tony and them went down to Florida, and they had just did something, and one of the guys with him, he kept talking to people, and I did this, that back in the day, and he was like, reminiscence is like the lowest form of communication, because you just in a mindset of, man, I used to do this, or this is how I was. It's like the Lord don't care about what you did. You could have been in this truth 5, 10, 15 years ago, but you stopped. The Lord don't care. The Lord moves with a what have you done for me lately spirit. And that's how the world look. Your woman don't care about what you did 10 years ago, 15 years. No, you got food, you got money for right now, you got food for right now, you got something that can be provided for right now. And it's the same thing. Reminiscing is a low form. Now, don't get me wrong. We reminisce on, because the scriptures tell us in the book of Job to seek for the old paths, but it's all really full circle. It's not really like we're not really seeking for. We're looking for how it was, but in a new way. That's why we seek for new heavens and new earths. Another ox.
Hey, Ecclesiastes gives us around 39.
Yeah.
All right, let me tell you to go to the ancient.
Yeah, like we don't want to go back. Like,
And you know, it's like we say, it's a fine line between cocky and confidence.
Mhm.
It's a fine line between, I'm gonna say this, reminiscing and respect.
yeah,
See?
yep.
It's a fine line between, because you know, Jay, you know, back in my day when I was playing football and stuff.
Yeah, no.
Like, nah, bro, that's old.
Now we moving forward.
You know, see? But it's different when, say, you have a son and you're like, man, look at what Herschel Walker was doing. You
That's
gotta
it.
emulate that. You see?
It's a difference.
That's respected. You see? Matter of fact, drop that. I'm just gonna finish this. Go ahead.
It's time for me to go.
Verse 14.
Keep on doing your work. God bless you.
Thank you.
Verse 14, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of the Most High in Yahweh Shai.
That's right. I press forward for the mark of the high calling. Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. That's what? The salvation that is coming to these many gods. So, Lord willing, I was going to find a path and step down and let the burn the spirit.
I was thinking it did look good. It did.
That's right.
12 tribes of Israel. Every eye will bow down and say, Jesus is Lord. And say, Jesus is Lord. And they will see it.
That's it.
Keep
That's-
on the world. 12 tribes of Israel.
That's it.
Say notice.
All right now.
Thank you.
God bless you.
All right. Thank
Since
you.
we- since-
Thank you.
She said that.
That's the spirit.
Matter of fact,
That's the spirit.
Get Genesis 49. All right, because we have this ex-reprobate of our camp, always trying to push this vibration that the 12 tribe son is not biblical, it's a lie, etc., etc., etc. Well, what caught that lady's attention right there? The 12 tribe son. All right? It's important. All right, you got that? Ezekiel 37.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up. It said that's
Oh, I'm sorry. Genesis 49. Genesis 49.
This is Genesis chapter 49 and verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that.
Verse 2.
We're in those last days. Matter of fact, we did Hebrews 1. Hebrews 1:1. Because we're in those last days. We're in the last moments of the last days. All right? So here you have Jacob addressing his 12 sons about what shall befall on them in the last days. And that's how we know through the Spirit, right? We got a 12 tribe son. That's how we know through the Spirit, through faith, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, are they scattered abroad? Absolutely. But you always got to have a foundational point, correct? You can't just... Every college course, right? Every college has a what? An English 101, Math 101, Science 101. Because you got to lay a foundation, all right? You got that in Hebrews? That's it.
It's in Hebrews chapter 1,
Yeah.
verse 1.
I'll tell another one.
The Most High who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past to the fathers by the prophets.
Fathers by the prophets. So the prophets are here to establish what's right and what's wrong. And a lot of you it's being shown that a lot of you are just flat out wrong and proud.
Right.
You're wrong and you're proud in your wrongness, man. You got Jake, like me and his brother right here that's reading. We was speaking on a Jake I did a lesson on. And Jake would say, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah. And then straight bullshit come out of his mouth, man. That'd be the truest thing, the name, at the first 10 seconds of the video. Everything else after that be lies and wrong, and just wrong, man. Matter of fact, if somebody get the you get the etymology of just false, man.
False.
It's false, yeah. Keep going, bro.
Alright, this is Hebrews chapter 1, verse 2. Having these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the world.
That he made the world.
Okay, well, I'm good.
Yep.
You want to turn on my car battery and
It says,
charge your phone?
verse 2, having these last days.
Yeah, having these in these last days. The last days were
just turn on my
when Jehovah Shai came on the scene over 2,000 years. All right.
Yeah, I got that.
That was when the end started. That's why Herod went through so much trouble. He knew. He knew because he understood the prophecies. And there's certain things that are prophetic that you can't ignore, man. When you see a chariot, which was, they call it the star, was the East Star?
Yeah.
Which is not a star because stars don't move. All right? Moving, that's something that you're going to pay attention to.
Right.
And we know through the spirit of the Yahweh Shemi Awashai is going to only increase them signs on the earth and within the heavens to make you have to acknowledge that we're in biblical prophetic times, right? All right? You can drop that now. Go back to that. You got that in false?
Yeah,
Go and bring that out.
This is the word false. It says intentionally untrue, lying of religion.
Yeah, they be lying on the Lord. A false prophet is lying on the Lord. Telling you that it's this, telling you that it's that, knowing damn well that that's not the truth.
Bearing false witness on the Lord.
On the Lord. You're bearing false witness on the Yahweh Shemi Awashai. Matter of fact, get Romans 3 and 4. Real quick. Hold the definition.
All right, this is Romans chapter 3, verse 4. It says, the Most High forbid, yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar.
Let every man a liar, man. The Most High be true, man. And what is the words of the Lord? The scriptures. So when you decide to open up the Bible and give it your own little twisted twang, all right, when the Lord gave us a specific recipe to follow, but you want to say, nah, I don't like coconut, I'm gonna put this in there instead. You add. Matter of fact, go to Revelation 22. You know what I want? Revelation 22 and you add and take away.
Oh yeah, that's towards the end.
Towards the end.
Should take these plagues.
Revelation. Revelation. Revelation 22 and verse 18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book.
Oh yeah, so you got Jake out here and Israel that want to add to the word how they see fit. Nah, it ain't a chip. It's just whatever. Whatever else you say that the mark of the beast says outside of the RFID chip, whatever your mind twists, you add it. Now, like here it is, the Lord done gave us a specific recipe. Like me and his brother Kashakwala, we was speaking on. When you're dealing with breads and bakery, those recipes are more like science. That's like science right now. You can't, when you're baking, you can't decide I'm gonna put this amount of yeast in it, or this amount of eggs, or this amount of flour, or this amount of milk, or whatever. No, you have to follow that recipe to gain that texture. It's a formula, and the Lord gave us the formula. So you can't come in now with that spirit of, well, nah, I'm gonna take away the 12 tribe sign, or no, I'm gonna add this, or no, I'm gonna add, this is the destruction, or this is that, or this is that. No, you can't do that. All right? You got something? Go ahead, bro.
This is 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 20.
Yep.
Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation.
And this is a scoffer's favorite scripture right here. Scoffers love this scripture. This is what they try to use. As soon as they pull this scripture out, they cut themselves because they're bringing about the private interpretation. The Lord ain't tell us nothing like that. A lot of the BS that's coming out of these Israelites' mouth. We was watching that video where a brother trying to tell us that the Gentiles grafted in Romans the 11th chapter are the other nations. But you know, you start the video, he started the video on, hey, how about Shemi Awashai? And I'm gonna clean this up for the Gentiles. No, you clouding it up. You confused it up. Yeah? That's why a lot of Jake, we gonna keep going in that, but that's why a lot of Jake, they gotta be humbled in these last days. Because they're coming within their own spirit and they don't want to humble down. You got something? Go ahead, brother.
This is Jude 1 and 10.
Yep.
It says, but these speak evil of those things which they know not, but what they know naturally, as brute beasts.
What do they know naturally? Go to James 3, and I want to say 16. Read that again.
Jude 1 and 10. But these speak evil of the things which they know not, but what they know naturally, as brute beasts.
Yeah, and what do they know that's as brute beasts of natural? That this worldly wisdom, this worldly knowledge. Because this worldly knowledge is what's natural and sensual and brute beast like. Right. Jake know how to finesse you out of money.
Right.
Jake know how to take your woman. Right? And a lot of Jake that come into this truth have that same spirit on them. Just because they come into the fold don't. Matter of fact, that same book crept in unaware. Will you read that real quick?
Verses Jude chapter 1. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Three or four?
Yeah, come on. Jude 1 and 4. It says, "For there are certain men crept in unawares."
Yeah, there ain't no Edomites. That's of our own people. They come in, they had a whole look. You know? Hey, I'll hit you with this. You listen to a lot of these scoffers, man, they speak that Hebrew better than most brothers within GMS. You listen to the mushroom prophet. Whatever is, you know, that dude, man, his intro is about 2 minutes long. The whole thing Hebrew. So what does Jake do that's simple? Hey, that's gotta be a man of the Lord. See, he know the Hebrew. He gotta be a man of the Lord. No, they're brute beasts, crept in, false. Were we not going into the word false?
Right.
You still got that word pulled up, false? Can we go into that? Go into these false prophets, man. Read that false again, because this is those that crept in. They look the part, but they ain't it, man. Like if you go buy some bootleg shoes, right? If a man say, "Yeah, I got these J's," right? They need to at least look the part. You can't tell me some J's and they be fake with a Reebok sign or a Shaq on it. That's not a good fake. Now that thing be some of them chinks, they had them bootlegs, right? And them things you be walking around with. Yeah, I know my shit official. Until somebody that knows come and take that shoe out and be like, nah, I'm gonna rip the tongue out and show you that. Yeah. And like, damn, I feel bad now. That's a good fake.
Yep.
You got the same thing in Israel. Read that false again.
Comes story false. It says intentionally untrue, lying of religion. It says mistaken, incorrect.
Mistaken. Oh, my bad. I was mistaken. I thought you was. That's what these false prophets do. They be looking the part. Like I be feeling, you know, it's be in the spirit because it's that symptom, but you can see how men can get tripped up in it.
Right.
Like, damn, look at Sakari. They gotta be men of the Lord. He's cool. You know,
right.
He's cool. He raps.
He ain't a man of the Lord.
I know who
I
will.
wanna be like him. We got in James.
He
gotta be.
They got earthly wisdom.
Who is it?
James chapter 3, verse 13. Is a wise man and a dude of knowledge among you. Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom.
Where's his works of meekness and wisdom? All right? That's just pushing his word and pushing forth the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. That's why with us, the standard that is set by our apostles and elders is to push Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. That's why every time we cut on a video and cut off a video, what do? Give it all the glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We just don't cut the camera on and just, hey, yeah, I got something to say today. No, because we understand that we're doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Keep going, brother.
All right, verse 14, James 3 and 14. But if ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not.
That glory not. A lot of these other groups, that's the spirit they come in. All right? They come in that spirit of envying and strife. And sometimes you don't see it early on. It takes time for a lot of these demons to really take over. That's why the Lord gives us all these checkpoints through the year to check yourself, man. A Day of Atonement.
Yeah, that's right.
Passover. All right, you got all these times to work out your own issues. But a lot of men, because of pride, because of ulterior motives,
Ego,
evil intents, because they just not a part of the elect.
Mm-hmm.
Brute beasts. You can't be mad at a pig for being a pig.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Everybody ain't lions, man.
Hell no.
All right? Everybody ain't lambs.
Well, there's so many different descriptions of men in the scriptures. You got foxes,
Yep.
like you said, Jake known as swine. There's so many different
Vipers.
ways. The scriptures refer to them as vipers. And when it said these are they that feast with you, and Jacob be amongst you for a period of time, and what they just hoarding demons, man.
Yep.
And they get revealed in due time. It says that of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaking.
That's right. Keep going in that.
This is James 3:14. But if you have bitter envy and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth.
Yeah, lie not. Who's the main? He's fighting to be the #1 scoffer in Israel, man. Moral war, man. You gotta call this demon out by name, man. That's what he's doing. Envy and strife, man. And bitterness. All of this madness that you pushing on the airwaves is out of bitterness, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes you just gotta call a demon out, man. Because you're still trying to push this vibration of 12 tribe sign is not right. That the mark of the beast is money. You get cut about 5 times a week by individuals around Israel, and you just don't stop.
He getting cut by outsiders.
I
Edomite.
can't cut the shit out of him, man.
What was that guy he was debating?
Some
Damn.
heathen.
Yeah, you getting cut by the heathens, bro.
He said you can't be driving and get cut.
Yeah, you get-
He said the blind shouldn't be driving, man. But he's a brute beast.
I got a precept
Go
as
ahead,
well.
bro. You got it, bro.
Oh,
Go ahead,
okay.
bring out yours.
It's 2 Timothy 3, and I'll start at 4.
Okay.
Man, I gotta start at 4. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents.
And like, Kashakwala was saying earlier, you always have come, like the scripture says, it's better for another man to speak greater than you. Like for instance, in the NBA, everybody's on this whole last dance tip. People were mad at LeBron when he said, I'm the GOAT.
Yeah.
When he came out in his own mouth and said, I'm the greatest, people were in an uproar behind him. Why? Because you always want your peers to speak of you. Michael Jordan never came out of his mouth and said, I'm the greatest. Who is his greatest? He names his people. These are the people that I feel that molded my game, changes and so on and so forth. I wouldn't have been here if it was for them. It's the same thing. But men now, man, this is look at the work of my hands. Look what I've done. Look what I've achieved. And Jake is simple as hell and dumb as
Rocks.
as a box of rocks. So they take little things that don't matter in the grand scheme of life and be proud about it.
Yeah.
I got this amount of followers on YouTube. I don't give a fuck about how many subscribers I got. I know it sounds raw, but it's raw. I don't care. And nobody should care.
That shit don't matter at the end of the day.
That shit don't matter at the end of the day, man. If the spirit told a person to click on a video and they did, hey, the angels rejoice.
Yeah.
But if a nigga decide, I'm gonna go watch Isaiah Thomas clips instead of watching this video right now and never get back around to it, I'm indifferent. You can't kill the messenger, all right? Any more of that, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going.
It says, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers.
Blasphemers, man. All right, we dealt with that demon saying John the Baptist.
Oh yeah, that.
was
Was
not
a
a man
false
of the
prophet.
Lord. It was a false prophet.
That's blasphemy.
That's
man.
blasphemy. On top of so many other things. When you add and taking and doing all this to the scriptures, just mangling the scriptures.
Mangling the scriptures.
That's blasphemy. That's the extent of going into the temple and profaning the temple.
Oh, this guy who was speaking about the manna is magic mushrooms, man.
Hey, come on, man.
You got a demon on it. You know what type of vibration you putting out? Now you're making it permissible to actually take goddamn hallucinogens, man. And these people feel like they're justified, and that's how the men of the Lord got their deep divine revelations back in the days. They think, all right, Moses had
the cheat code.
That's the cheat code. Magic fucking mushrooms, man.
And then now Jake go out here because again, matter of fact, somebody get Isaiah 1.
That's what's fair.
Yeah, we've been quoting it all day.
Just get it.
Isaiah 1.
We've been quoting it all day.
Because our people are simple as hell. Like, once you become, that's the thing that separates how the Spirit started with our apostles and elders, that separates the men of the Lord from the rest of the nation, is we not simple.
Right.
Even though we're simple in the grand scheme of wisdom, we're not simple like the rest of our people. Like if you put that vibration out there of, yeah, you know, mushrooms, hey bro, it'll open up the pineal gland and you know, it do all this. Jake's simple as to go in the woods in their backyard and just see some mushrooms. Hey, it's
Start chomping.
Next thing he Mario or some shit, man. Bro, you can't just put things out there for our people. The scriptures say though, even if it be lawful, it's not expedient. You just can't put a vibration to all our people.
Yeah.
You ever notice as you start growing in the faith, you gotta really explain yourself. I am not saying this, people.
Right.
This
Caveat.
is what I'm saying. You literally gotta put a caption to
Disclaimers,
your whole video.
yeah.
Right.
You got that in
Yeah,
Isaiah?
that's true.
You got to.
That's cool. Isaiah 1 and 2.
Respect Esau. Okay.
Hear, O heavens, and give ear,
Yeah.
O earth,
Jacob
for the Lord has
taking
spoken.
and goddamn.
I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. Yep.
Yes, respect
Now,
Esau.
that's the point that shows us how stupid we are as people. And we rebelled against the Lord.
Big sense, yeah.
And still rebel.
Like, bro, you
Bro,
don't understand.
I know I say with all humility, I know Great Millstone, we don't produce thousands of videos on this COVID-19.
Oh,
Bro, what?
I know we have.
Had to.
Thousands of videos dealing with this, telling people what to do to get right with the Lord. This is of the Lord. This is of the Lord. The Lord said he would bring pestilence, this, that, and the third. Jake ain't getting right. Jake more concerned about, give me somebody in the city Jake is more concerned about.
Fucking close. The club.
Jake
The
more
club's
concerned
open
about the
back.
clubs opening up.
Hell yeah.
Right? Jake is more concerned about the clubs opening up. Niggas is concerned about the NBA. Bro, who cares?
It's niggas.
Like, damn, you still care? I don't care. Ain't no, you shouldn't either.
Right.
Like when they gave us this break of no sports and stuff, you really got to understand enough. Bro, I really don't give a fuck about it anyway.
Nah.
Right.
I don't care about LeBron. I mean,
I didn't even watch.
I didn't even watch. Like, if they would have been playing the playoffs right now, we were going in the finals. Yeah, brothers would just do it because it's just in the spirit of
It's
eating chicken and drinking liquor.
yeah.
It's another excuse to be around bros.
That's it. Just another excuse to,
I'm not saying, you know.
Yeah, I get. That's what I'm saying. Just something a kickback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not in that time, so we don't care. I don't care. You think I care about the NBA starting up and MLB and the Olympics?
Right.
The Olympics supposed to be happening right now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Are y'all concerned about who's
Hell
running the
no.
100-yard dash?
Give a damn about that.
But that's what the scriptures say. The Lord said our people are Sodom's children.
Yeah, and it's all folly because really none of that is our culture any damn way. All these sports events, that's some slave shit, man.
Yeah.
Basketball, like I said, whether it's MLB, whether it's NFL, whether it's the national basketball, fighting,
Like, you got this
all
nigga
slave.
Tyson coming back, bro. Evander Holyfield, bro, you look like somebody's great granddaddy, man.
Sit your ass down.
Sit your ass down. Bro, you might die in the ring, man.
Real shit.
Might go give up the spirit the second round.
You give up the spirit on the walk to the bro. Nope.
Hold on.
Bro, stop.
And who the hell gonna watch it?
it? That's how bad it is out here. This is how bad this is how you know that it was all BS anyway.
They gonna
You got Kaya and Trina arguing. This is, it's folly. It's scripture say folly
Folly
to
set
say
in great dignity.
great dignity. Cause it's like, yo, come on, man.
Come on, people. Keep going.
All right, Isaiah 1 and 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
Yeah, two of the simplest animals. All right, they working animals. They're not thinking animals.
And they stubborn.
And they're stubborn. Yep.
That's right.
They're just working animals. Their job is to work. When they don't feel like working, they don't work.
Right.
When they want to work, they're gonna work their ass off. But here it is, you got our people. Supposed to be the head nation of all nations, being dumb as all hell. And then you got the head tribe, Judah. And Judah, man.
Judah the worst, bro.
Judah's the worst, man. Jake was already, I don't know if you brothers saw it on IG. Jake already in clubs from last night. Jake back in the club, man. But then when you be in line in whatever store, looking at you like, why you don't got a mask on? These same people that look at you like, why you don't got a mask on, be the same ones going to clubs, 300, 400 people in one building, the same air.
Getting lap dances.
Getting lap dances.
From a chick that gave lap dances to everybody in the goddamn club, man.
She's a walking beacon dish. But that's okay, because our people are stupid.
Sodish.
Keep going, bro.
Isaiah 1 and 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people do not consider.
That's the biggest thing right there. You do not consider. Our people don't even consider half the stuff. You can drop knowledge on the people, tell our family members that, well, you know, this is the Lord. This is the Lord beginning his sorrow. He's returning, so it's time to get right. He's forgiving, to break it down. That's why I'm in the spirit. Hey, you got to ask me questions. I'm not volunteering answers to people. This is our platform, and that's that. But in my personal, I'm not volunteering answers. You got to ask me questions. Because why? Jake don't want to hear it. You could give the best breakdown in the world to well, you know, really, see the devil is doing this, COVID, really starting to move on. Man, you can do the whole breakdown of it all. And Jake's still gonna be, but you know what, man, we just gotta, you know, you gotta believe in Jesus Christ. And love. And you know, wear your mask and wash your hands.
Maybe that brother.
That's Jake for you, man. Keep going, bro.
Isaiah 1 and 4. Sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers.
Yeah, seed of evildoers, man. That's our people, man. And they're waxing worse and worse. You think Jake's taking his stimulus money and doing the right thing with it? You know how much drugs got bought with that money? You know how much money got spent on prostitutes?
I went 60 minutes, he'll go 60 minutes,
follow.
he'll get to 120.
No.
Because Jake don't have sense.
Nah.
Like,
He's still gonna go like
every
wise
wise
to
to
do
do
40 minutes or
evil.
something.
Like the Lord is literally gonna have to smack some sense in the Jake.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, Jake's sophisticated when it comes to fuckery of this world, man.
Oh yeah.
And that's why it's known as the simplicity of Yahweh Shah. Because this word is simple. You know, it's reading, it's really the fundamentals. You know, understanding, because we ain't going into, you ain't got to go, you know, have these divine revelations in order to be an Israelite. You know, the scriptures speak about how with Ezekiel, what he said, you're not going to them of a hard speech. You know, this is common man's language. We're not speaking, this ain't rocket science. But see, Jacob make it complicated.
1 Corinthians 2.
Because if they,
Excellency of speech.
yeah. Because if Jake were to come in the truth, they want to see somebody goddamn levitating right now, man. You know?
For real.
Yeah.
That's the only way Jake could be convinced that and be in this truth. Yeah. Goddamn God of War type. You know, Jake want to see something on a video game. Like, oh, now
That's it right there.
them. I'm following them.
I follow you. Okay.
It said wicked, this generation seeking for a sign.
Seeking for a sign. Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, kind. Ecclesiastes 7 and 2, it says, it is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men.
That's right.
And the living will lay it to his heart.
That's it.
You know? A wise man foreseeth the evil coming, and they hide it themselves. But Jacob, like the brother's going to, you know, wise to do evil, and they continue to do wickedness, man. They continue to bring forth iniquity. All right, next precept, 1 Peter 4 and 3, it says, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walk in lasciviousness, lusts, excess of wine, revelings, banqueting, and abominable idolatry.
And that's what Jake wants. Jake's in the spirit of, oh, summer's canceled. How? Because you can't fuck around. Because you can't go to your day parties, pool parties, roof parties. That's the
Beaches,
beach party. That's why. That's why summer's canceled for these people, man. Because that's the depths of their existence.
Right.
There's nothing more to them than just going to events to snap an IG picture, to get 3 likes, and be sad for the rest of the goddamn day.
They're very shallow.
Yeah, they're very shallow. They're as shallow as a puddle on the side of the street.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
very,
why I
very
say,
shallow.
like we were saying, you can't just put certain things out there because our people are low vibrating, man. There's not much to them, man.
Yeah, you see Jake can't persevere in hard times. Hell, right when this coronavirus started kicking off, Jake was committing suicide.
Yep.
What he said, suicide spiked at an all-time high.
Tennessee, more people died in that month from fucking suicide than the virus.
Than the damn virus, man. Jake was complaining on the job. He was like, man, I can't do this quarantine shit no more. I'm like, bro, the shit really feel the same, man.
Right.
God damn. Like, bro, I'm like, I feel better. You know, in the quarantine shit, we charging up in the spirit.
Right.
You know, growing. You know, because when hard times come, that's what makes a man out of you. That's what truly refines you. You know. But Jake is breaking down little by little in these times. What? The domestic violence. Now Jake want to whoop up on a woman's ass. You know, the kids getting the brunt of the ass whoopings because Jake can't go through nothing, man. And what happens when these levels get up? Because it ain't even really turned up yet.
Yeah, it hasn't.
It hasn't
A
turned
lot
up.
of people, I know this sounds crazy, but bro, a lot of people died before the shit really even popped off. Like they missed all the good parts.
I know it.
I know that sounds crazy, but it's like, yo, you killed yourself for wave 1.
Right.
Bro, that's like giving up. That's like you buying a video game and you just flat out quit on level 1.
Right.
Like I can't even do this.
I got
Let me
something.
finish that.
Okay.
It says, wherein they
I was
think
going back.
it's strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you.
And that's what makes us look different to these people, man, through the spirit. Because we're not doing the same thing. Because why? We're listening to the spirit of wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. What was that you were reading from?
First Peter.
Now in Romans, if somebody will get Romans real quick.
No, you got it,
Get
bro.
Romans 13. All right, because the Lord told us to not be in that raveling spirit. That's why we've already been detoxed from the club. We've been detoxed from the party scene.
From social media.
We've been detoxed from this Saturday spirit. Saturday got a heavy demonic spirit on Jake. Jake get to Friday evening, and they're already, what the fuck what am I gonna get into this Saturday? I gotta get into something. I gotta go to a mall at least. I gotta go wash my car at least.
It's a demon on his day. That's why Saturn goes back to Satan.
Yep.
You know, Jake start driving real sporadic. I hate driving on Saturdays,
Yes.
man. You be driving casually, you God damn, man.
And there might be 3 cars behind that one.
That's why most accidents happen on Saturdays. Most people get locked up. Most DUIs. All that shit goes down on freaking Saturdays, man.
Get in the room.
Romans 13, I'm sorry, verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
And we ain't got time to be frolicking with the people.
You said it was.
Keep going.
Verse 12. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness.
Half of that shit.
Let us put on the armor of light.
That motherfucker's dead.
I don't know.
I
saw everybody like
put
up and
extra
walking
layers of
around.
darkness.
I think
Yo, Jake got layers and layers of darkness.
But that
It's
shit
not
was
just
stupid.
one layer of darkness.
like
Jake.
the engine was out, all that shit.
But here we are. We're putting
Damn.
off the works of darkness.
He probably-
Because
there
it
was a whole
doesn't
bunch of
benefit you.
fire
That's why when the brother read in Ecclesiastes
3
7th
lanes
chapter,
walked
we're in the house of
They
mourning.
did.
We're not in the house of mirth. House of mirth is all you can eat buffets and cookouts and like I say, day parties, midday parties, night parties. Bro, we had our ex-leader.
Oh yeah.
Our ex-leader, he was king raveler. Bro, he would go to a day party, go to a morning party. Bro, you partying at 10 in the morning?
It's too goddamn early, bro.
Bro, it's 10 in the morning, you at a party?
And then you woke up at like 8 to get ready to goddamn go to a party.
To a party.
Have
Got
mimosas.
demons on you.
But late as fuck to
The
kill.
mimosas and shit.
Go to them and rise up early and drink.
Yep.
Hey, well, that's why he's not here. I'm just saying, he was King Raveler. You know, he had to be in the scene. Your spirit should be, I want to be as far away from the scene.
Right.
What this world do, we want to do the opposite of it.
Right.
If everybody out here right now, if everybody on this street go that way, some of us need to say, nah, we're gonna go this way, bro. We're gonna go that way. Nah, hell no. Be not abusers of the world, man. All right, now keep going.
All right, Romans 13 and 13. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in
rioting, not in drunkenness.
Fighting. That club fight spirit.
Strife.
You goddamn go to a club and you step on Jake's shoes. Now he want to beat the hell out of you, and that happens a lot, man. You know, you'll see you goddamn get on these nigga ass websites. You see Jake just getting the shit beat out of him, or Jake might be beating somebody up, stabbing somebody, going to prison for something. But you be thinking, how the hell Jake is always getting into some shit, man? And you don't hear about with brothers. Why? Because we don't be amongst that crap, man. It's always some chaotic events with Jake. Jake shooting somebody over a woman, and majority of these events really happen due to a woman too, man.
The reason why you went out was for a woman. You went out raveling and doing all that for a woman, and then you probably found yourself in a messed up situation behind another woman. So like you said, bro, just leave it all alone. The Lord has given us the foundation, the formula. If you want success, don't do those things. It's really just that simple. Don't be a raveler. Don't be an excessive drinking. That's a demon in itself too. Finish that off and we'll go to these next precepts.
Romans 13 and 13, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envy.
Strife and envy, those are all the ways of the world, how the majority of our people move in. That's the real reason why this place is opening up. And it's the reason why Georgia was one of the first states to just, we open, man.
Right.
They busted wild.
Yeah, they busted wide open here, man. Like, nah, California said we shutting down indefinitely.
Hell yeah.
Georgia said the opposite. Nah, open this shit
Open it up.
Everything's a go. You wanna go to clubs? Go. Restaurants? Go. Strip clubs? Go. Water parks?
Go.
Wherever you wanna go, go. Because this is what? This is a hub of raveling and riotedness. And this is it, man. These people here were riot. These people here were riot to go to the club.
Right.
Hell yeah.
That's how real it is here.
And that's where the majority of the money of Atlanta comes from, is that nightlife spirit.
That's it.
Those bars that's always opening, like you said, the different clubs, they generate hella income. And they were speaking about the reason, because these economies were going through it. And mainly they was going through it, why? Because they didn't have enough consumer spending. They need consumerism.
Yep.
That's what helps the economy stay afloat, is people partying and bullshit.
Yeah, to hell with the essential side. Jake don't give a damn about the essential workers. Jake want the non-essential workers to get back to work.
Hell yeah.
That's why, you know what I'm saying? It's the club, that's non-essential. The barbershop, non-essential. Vanity is found in the non-essential.
Yep.
The grunt in the group is that stoicism is kind of in your essential. That's the people that keep the city going, your trash people, your ambulances, doctors, those people, the police. That's the dirty work. Jake don't give a damn about that. Jake want fucking Magic City open, man.
Right.
Jake want Onyx open. Hooters, U-Bar, Compound, whatever club, that's what Jake want, man. Wherever the women at, that's where they want to go.
Lasciviousness, that illicit
Yep.
desire, that lust.
Because Jake is all about the lust, man. All right.
Hypersexualized.
This is hypersexualized.
Yo, that's
This
right.
is, 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verses 40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle. And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
See? being in that spirit of this ain't our rest, man. Being on the go, not being locked down to nothing. You know, not being tied to shit, man. I'm gonna hit you with this one. I know for a fact all these brothers here, man, when shit hit the fan, you ain't gonna be trying to grab no photo album, man.
Photo album? Oh. I don't even got one of
You see what I'm saying? You gonna have a lot of Jake out here. I can't leave a family photo album.
Yeah, that's really that auntie spirit, man.
What,
Yeah,
aunties gotta go through this judgment too.
Oh yeah, they got
it.
it. That's right.
You gonna have Jake. You gonna have Jake. That's just gonna be. Gotta grab them. My grandma's Bible.
They're the collectors.
The collector's items.
They got that song, the family Bible.
See? Yep.
Collecting dust.
Collect just whatever. Because we in a pilgrim spirit. Drop everything. The Lord told us that. He said when the troops come in, don't turn back. Don't take nothing.
Dude.
Remember Lot's wife.
Hey, you got it. Remember Lot's wife. Because there was a reason why Lot's wife looked back, man.
She loved Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right.
You know, the good things that came with Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, because it wasn't just big on homosexuality and lesbianism. It was also major events. Same thing with this one place. Was it Pompeii?
Yep.
You know, and when the volcano, what was that? Mount Vesuvius, when it erupted and killed all the people in Pompeii, they had archaeologists that unearthed all the relics and
Sexuality.
yeah, it was all kind of filth. They had portraits. They had portraits in the households of like that Greek spirit, you know, orgies. They had statues and all kind of things of them actually involving in debauchery, man. That's why the Lord destroyed that place, and it's the same spirit now. But you got it, bro. I got a precept out there, bro.
This is Luke 19:41. And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it. This is John Shai. It says, saying, if thou hadst known, even thou, at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace. But now they are hid from thine eyes. To you, Jakes, man. It says, for the day shall come upon thee, that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee round about, and compass thee round, and keep thee in on every side.
That's martial law. That's
bad.
exactly what martial law is right there.
And when you look up that word, I think trench, that word is, if I'm not mistaken, karax. That's
go back to Revelation.
It goes back to Revelation 13. That's where you get charagma, because the trenches in the ancient world, they would have basically stakes or pikes that they would actually
stick it like
and they would actually surround Jake, and it's really are the troops actually literally laying pikes down. Well, they are fortifying certain areas, you know, like gated communities. They're gating and fortifying areas where make sure that you can't go in or go out. But see, Jake don't understand really in the spirit, how does that coincide with Revelation 13? Because it's that same pike spirit is gonna or that same pike, they're gonna that which means to pierce or to dig deep in, they're gonna actually use that as a tracking device, man. Cause what? Just like computers, when you have computers, they have different what do they call them? Like walls. I forget the firewalls. They have firewalls that actually control certain things, and it's gonna be the same layout that's even in that chip. There's gonna be certain things that could block you out, just like that movie Out of Time. You see? So
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror. So Esau's gonna have that full control, and it's first starting on a physical level, them actually laying everything out, but it's gonna turn into that mark, man.
That's the ultimate level of martial law. Because when the chip goes, when those people that take the chip, you're ultimately signing up for martial law forever.
Yeah.
That's literally what you're saying, is that I'm gonna allow you to keep me within your range and do as you please with me. Like we were saying earlier with martial law, with the way the cities are going about now. Hey, the way that even that spirit of everybody go in Walmart through the same door and come out the same way. That's still that way of control. They're leveling up the control. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
They also have the trace program, and they put
That's it.
Oh yeah.
HR 666.
HR 666.
And the program is they got a program called trace.
They do.
They do got trace.
Yep.
The tracking, it stands for tracking, readiness. I forget.
That was on the local news the other day too.
Yeah, look that
on
up.
on Fox whatever. Yep.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah, I did a little programming, implemented a trace program. And what it does, it goes back and gets all the bugs out of your program.
Yeah, see. See.
And then because what do they say they're gonna start doing? They're gonna track everybody that came in contact with somebody with the coronavirus. Everybody done came in contact with everybody with the coronavirus.
Right.
Yep.
So they're gonna track everybody basically.
Yep.
They're using the phones as the phones are part of it too.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
They can track wherever you're going and who
Yes.
you've been by and stuff like that.
Yeah, the applications.
Florida, when they went on the beaches in Florida, they had simulation. They was able to see who was all out there and stuff like that. So yeah.
And that's why it's important. That's why 6 feet is it gives them more ability to scan.
Facial recognition.
Facial recognition when you walk into stores and you waiting in line, it's easier when there's space instead of like, you know, we standing next to each other with a bunch of masks on. You can blend in better. Matter of fact, when you get Genesis 25, Esau is a cunning hunter. Because this is all part of Esau's hunt, man. He's hunting us.
Right.
Just because you don't see, like that video Bishop showed, where Jake was down there, must have been like South America with the video, and then leopard was on his ass.
Oh yeah, that leopard.
That motherfucker right there.
That leopard was on him.
He was stunned.
He probably never even seen it. Oh, man.
Who knows how long that leopard was on his ass, man? That leopard could have been hunting him for the last 12 hours. Like, yeah, wait.
Them leopards are masters of stealth.
As soon as he entered in the forest, I got him. The leopard probably looked at the other leopard.
This me right here. This food right here.
Motherfucker got
Hold on,
fucked
brother,
up.
that's food. I got it. That's how it go. Esau is that way. That's why the scripture says he's as a leopard in the trees, basically.
Because we always go into the concept of leopards or them big cats. They're masters at stealth, and they have all degrees of control. What they could get low in the grass. It don't matter what terrain they're in. They dominate it, man.
And they take their time.
And they're extremely patient. You know, their bodies are built is designed for the hunt.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. That's why Esau is known as what? That cunning hunter. But you can get that in Genesis 25.
This is Genesis 25:27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
And like, think about it though. In that time period, most people knew how to
That
hunt.
word cunning?
There wasn't no grocery stores to go to.
You want it in the
So
blue letter?
everybody had a level of hunting. You
Or
think
at a
Jacob
bar.
had hunting
Maybe
skills
Google
too?
just like, I like
But this scripture right here is telling you that this characteristic of
give
Esau
a good
and the
explanation.
Edomites is that they're cunning hunters. They're crafty. They're skilled with it.
Yeah.
They're wise. They're extremely wise when it comes to hunting. And there's different type of hunting. Even with Esau. Esau don't just be bad with the rifle.
Nah, hell no.
Ooh.
He be bad with the rifle. He'll be bad with the bow. He be bad with the knife.
Oh, they be sophisticated.
Everybody act like Edomites are punks. Esau can fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They have a range of hey, some Edomites are great at hunting niggas.
We've actually seen it on video.
Like literally, that is their job. Now y'all hunt deers, I hunt niggas.
Hey, what happened when you watch the movie American Sniper with Chris Kyle? He could not hit that goddamn target, man. But what? He had to focus on a live, living animal. So with it, I think it was the coach or whatever, sergeant, whoever had the rank over him, he told him to aim at that snake, and the snake was actually behind the target. You know how hard it is to hit a snake? It was a far distance, and a snake, he got them hit that thing. You see that joint just jumped up. See, he had the art of the hunt. He needed something that's breathing with adrenaline. He needed to kill, and it's the same thing with Esau.
Big cats. You see these videos with like lions where like it'd be a gazelle just in the pride. And he'd be like, why the hell is this lion, why is this baby gazelle, why didn't he kill it? Because it's something that actually triggers them. We're like, oh, you move. That's why they tell you if you're in the wild to do what? Stand still. If you see a bear or whatever, your best bet is to play dead. Because it's something in an animal that triggers it in there. Be like, oh, you moving. You my size, I can eat you, I'm gonna go get you.
T-Rexes, they say.
They say the same thing. And that's the same thing with Esau. He's a cunning ass hunter. He has all the skills. He has everything. We don't even know the extent of how knowledgeable he is when it comes to us.
Nah.
How knowledgeable he is on our movements. How knowledgeable he is of your weaknesses and strengths.
And the thing is with Esau, you can't outmaneuver him. That's why it says what? Our strength is to stand still. You just got to be in one place. Being really complacent in this society, and brothers know what I mean by that. Well, yeah, but in the spirit, you know what I mean by being complacent. You know, that's why Scripture says, with food and raiment, be there with content. Content and complacement is synonymous when you in the context of what I'm basically saying.
Philippians 4.
You know, because when Jake wants to desire more, they put themselves in opportunist situations, man. What they call it opportunity. But the higher you rise, what you start to go into different levels with opportunist predators, man.
Right.
You start to go into certain environments where people start to scan, like them big corporations. When you get when you get to a certain level, now you got to compete with the big dogs.
Yep.
And they know how to choke you out. They know how to do certain things to basically snake you out of out your corporation. That's why a lot of people start buying. You know, they buy out other companies because really they get them to the point where they're in the corner, man.
Shark Tank.
Yeah. What is it called? Shark Tank.
Yeah, Shark Tank. Yeah. That's what they do. They got a panel of exceedingly more rich people than you. Because what we quoted this earlier with Henry Kissinger. He said that if he who controls the food controls the people,
15 more minutes.
he who controls the energy controls the continent, and he who controls the money controls the world. You know? Keep going with that.
Genesis 25 and 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
And that's like what the deacon just said. We're getting in the spirit of our forefather Jacob, being a plain man that dwelleth within tents.
That's right.
Being simple, keeping it simple. Keeping it simple is the best thing you could do. All times.
All times.
Literally all times. Your job is to minimize your emotions, minimize everything. That's
right.
why even the Apostle Paul had said, hey, if you can buy more stuff when you can, do it. Why? Because that minimizes your chances of being around these people, being in these stores, and so on and so forth. It's about moving with wisdom. It ain't about knowledge. It's about applying the knowledge you know. And that's what we're talking about here, these scriptures. All right? Perfect, it means perfect, yeah. But that's what made Jacob was a perfect man that dwelt within tents. Keep it simple. All right? Any other precepts? Yes,
I got the word cunning for you.
Bring it up.
The word cunning, just a simple Google search, says having or showing skill in achieving one's ends by deceit or evasion.
Oh, see? By deceit. Ain't nobody. No, this devil is the most deceitful of it all, man. Look what he's doing. Come on, when you get Joel 3:13. What is this devil doing right now? Oh, you want some more money? I got you. You want another 2,000? Bet. You got it.
Bet it up.
Bet it up. Run it up. You want more money? You got it. Don't worry about working. Don't worry about school. Don't worry about your bills. Matter of fact, and we're going to try to bring back the NBA for y'all. Oh, better yet, we got these concerts and all. Why is Esau doing that? Because that's deceit.
That's deceit.
It's the ultimate rope-a-dope, or the ultimate how Roy Jones used to get you. He swung that thing back, and you like, oh, he about to hit the shit out of you, and he just jabbed the hell out of you because you were all sold by this. That's Esau. Esau knows how to slide a hand. He knows how to get you. Hey, look over here. Look over here. He in your pocket selling your shit.
What it say? All warfare and all the war. The all warfare is based upon deception, man.
Upon deception.
And this is warfare. Ephesians the 6th chapter.
Yep.
We're at war, and Esau knows that he's at war with you citizens. Hell, I think after 9/11, every United States citizen was deemed a terrorist,
right?
Yep.
And that hasn't changed. You know, especially you tribes, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So he's gonna, all the legislation is really passed to further crack down on the people. And what, like you speaking about this stimulus package, talking about, did they already pass that? Are they gonna pass out more checks, which really that turns the society into a nanny state, man. You gotta constantly, like a welfare kingdom, man. You gotta constantly suck the breast of Esau for nourishment. You gotta constantly go to him in order to actually get fed, which makes you what? More dependent. It gets you out of that independent state, because what?
Easier.
They're passing out checks, but they're shutting down areas where you can actually farm and seed. So what does that tell you? He's trying to cripple you, man. And who the hell just wants check? You know who you pass out checks to? I'm just gonna say it plain as retards. Children,
women,
the disabled. people that actually don't have a physical ability to make it on their own, man.
Because most Jakes that catch, you know, they're like, oh, I get my check every month. You look at Jake be through, man. They got a handicapped kid in the house, so they got to get, you know, whatever the need is, like what you're saying is, that's what renders you the ability to just get free money, man. A well-established person don't get free money.
Right.
It just don't work that way. All right, but like you said, that's that deceit. He's weakening you people. How many, you know, I was thinking on this, people that work out, how many games was lost? People that go to the gym, work out, you can't go to no gym, you ain't got no home gym. Jake lost a lot of games. A lot of losses happened during these last little 30 to 60 days, man.
Yep.
Whether people can see it or not, but that's part of that cunningness, man. That's that cunningness. Yeah, I'm gonna take this away from you. And you ain't even gonna notice I took it away from you. You ain't gonna notice I took your endurance and your strength away from you.
Right.
You ain't gonna notice I took your ambitions away. Like I was saying about real. Just because they open shit up, a lot of Jake
They lost the momentum.
don't want to go to work right now.
They lost the momentum.
Free bus rides. See? Free bus rides and Jake going to churches, getting free food, don't even need it. Bro, these stimuluses went to people that made less than $113,000 a year. Bro, you make $100,000 a year. Why you need this check?
Yeah.
See? Any one of that cunning?
I got something.
Bring it up.
It's 1 Peter 5 and 8. Big engine. Jakes.
That shit dope though.
That's that shit. Big Beast was driving.
I know, man. That's that shit you got to carry the safe. You got the safe on the back of this. God damn, man. Just to make noise, man. It's vain.
He probably ain't brought it out until this Saturday.
Until this Saturday.
We got that shit cammed. I know, right? Every time something like that, it's a red light. Like, god damn it, man. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was fire though.
It's clean.
Yeah, it's clean. Making too much goddamn noise, though.
Yeah, man, hey, we doing something right now, man.
1 Peter 5 and 8.
Be loud later.
Be sober, be vigilant,
That's right.
because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
That's right. You gotta always know that you are behind enemy lines.
That's right. That's right.
You are not. There is no safe zone in Babylon, man. There's no safe zone in the world right now because the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. So you gotta always have a mind frame that, man, anything could go down at any moment with anybody, man. You gotta. Hey, we always used to push the spirit about moving, man. Man, 6 months ago we were saying to brother, man, when you go to the store, man, you gotta be able, you gotta walk with a purpose, man. Get in, get out, and that spirit is more prevalent now.
Hell yeah.
I'll hit you with this. I don't even take my children in the store no more. Just to keep y'all ass home, man, because I gotta focus.
You
know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta focus. I gotta be able to get in and get the hell out of here.
You know how and kids get distracted.
Exactly.
Oh, they see the candy and they want to.
They want a toy.
toy.
Actually, for all the action, want to action for everything. So
Right.
that's just something I do for my own sanity. But it's whatever in your life. You gotta like the scripture, move as a pilgrim, move with a certain sense of urgency. Watch your steps. Hey, I hit you with this. When the spirit tell you not to do something, don't do it. Bro, the spirit have you when you go to the store and it's like, man, I don't feel like going in here. Don't. Don't. Because it's a spirit at a place right there that's protecting you. So you gotta know, we gotta trust in those motions. Like how you said, the brother opened up with the book of Eli perfectly. You gotta be able to move in that spirit. Moving with faith, man. Listening to the spirit, being sober. That's what sober means, is being serious, man. Having a serious mind frame, knowing that you are at war, man.
Know what's essential and what's not.
Right. Know when to move.
Right.
Hey, I hit you with this because they bust this shit wide open for us. I ain't about to be out
Hell
late
no.
every night.
Right.
Nah, I'm keeping my age. Curfew.
That's how they get you.
Right.
Because Esau, what? He suppressed it, and now he busted wide open, which really gets Jake in the spirit to ignite. And, you know, it gets Jake ignited to actually go out and do shit just for the impulse of it, man. You know? Because, like you said, it's a lot of the stuff is stuff we don't even damn need. You don't need the club. You don't need the party. You don't need all these goddamn events. But Jake, they want to. And that's what puts Jake in a... Because since Jake has been out partying and doing all these different things, what? The coronavirus cases has skyrocketed. more deaths. You know, it hasn't helped. So it's like, oh, what else are they doing now in Georgia? They're doing door-by-door knocks, and they're collecting blood. So Esau has a plan where he's trying to get you. Here in Georgia also, they have the Georgia Guidestones.
CDC is here.
The CDC is here. They want to keep you sick. They want to keep you crippled, and they want to really get you prepped for the chip. Because when you're broken down mentally, when you're broken down physically, when you're sick, when you're hungry, when you're dependent on the government, the last thing they, you know, how much can you resist the chip at that point? It's easy for you to submit.
You ain't gonna submit with like the brother earlier, beautifully into Revelation 13 and 16 and 17 about the rich and poor, about that's resources. If you're sitting on all the resources, you're gonna kind of have a certain level of, I say, confidence, or you're convinced of your situation. But it's like, oh man, why would I take the chip? I got running water, I got live cattle, I got this, I got that. But like you said, they continuously break you down. Jake just gonna take a knee. I submit, man. I submit to you because they're beating up. Man. Esau doing his thing, and I'm gonna read this last scripture. So we'll bring out your precept and then we'll go to Joel 13.
Ephesians 5 and 15, it says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
That's right.
And starting with our apostles and elders through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man, we redeeming this time, man. We're not looking at this time as if, oh man, you know. Bro, I remember me and this brother here, it was New Year's Eve. I think it was a New Year's Eve destruction. We were like, oh, you know, this thing might have, you know how we measure it. But then, man, shit turned up. You're like, man, this could be the year.
Yeah.
It could happen soon. Why? Because we're constantly remeasuring the times.
Because it get clear.
Remeasuring. These people ain't thinking about shit, man. Because that's not their job. They gotta catch the shit off guard, man. A lot of Jake just gonna be in for a rude awakening with how they move, man. That's why we don't do the things like how you said. We don't go to the club. Why? Because it ain't nothing in there for us. We keep it simple. Keep going. Oh, keep going.
Okay. It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is.
What is the will of the Lord? To destroy this place, man. That's the will of the Lord, is to destroy this God-forsaken place. And our measurements are according to how close is that destruction.
Right.
Not how close is the cookout. How close is, whatever bullshit that people
How close it is for a vaccination, so we can start
right, so we can get back to having fun. That's not our mindset. We like, okay, well, we like Jake. We eat these Edomites with the doomsday clock. Yeah, we about 30 seconds away from midnight, man. We don't have an actual clock because the scripture says we don't know the time, but we know, hey, everything is happening.
The prophecy. This is our clock, really.
It's our clock. It's our measuring stick.
Yeah.
You know. Keep going.
It says, speaking to yourselves, like it says, and be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess.
See, that's the only reason Jake want to get back out, man. To just get drunk and party.
Ignorance is bliss, man.
Yeah, ignorance.
It feel good when you don't know nothing, so to speak. Because what, you don't have to worry. They had this tribe in I think it was the Amazon. They said they didn't have no cable, no television. They really didn't have access to the world. And they did a study on them, and they said that their stress levels were lower than any other people, man. You know, because they weren't hip to the things of the world.
They weren't judging themselves to fucking Kim Kardashian and shit, Kanye, and beating up at their confidence and everything that comes along with it. Right? Any more to that?
Yeah, just a little bit. It says, speak to yourselves. Oh, it says, it says, and be not drunk with wine wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit.
Filled with the Spirit, man. Because a lot of you are drunk on this Babylon juice. All of this is Babylon juice out here that you're sipping, man. Because you want to get back to the fuck shit, all right? All right, you want to get. That's what you people want to get back to, and that is a very drunken state of mind.
It's poison, man.
It's poison. It's low, right? You're not in a mind of preparation. All of us, I know, every brother right here, you don't got to speak on it, but in your mind, you took a checkpoint in this. You saw, I lack in this. I want to get this. damn, because it was like a shock. Like shit. Like shit hit the fan. It's like, damn, I ain't got these herbs. I ain't got that. I want to get some more of this. I want to have a little bit of this. Why? Because as you measuring the time, Jake ain't thinking about none of this. There's a good quote that says that a good soldier prepares for war even during the time of peace, man. So you're supposed to be in the mind frame of preparation in the spirit of things.
Yeah, that's saying proper preparation prevents poor performance. Man.
That's it.
If you're properly prepared, then when the performance time hits, which is what, the time of Jacob's trouble, it's going to prevent poor performance, man.
You want that thing like Michael Jordan.
Oh, man. Like, I've been waiting for this.
Been waiting for it, right? Like, hype.
Yeah. Oh, they say like Michael Jackson and them top people, you know, top entertainers, they work harder in their what's it before the actual rehearsals. They work harder in their rehearsals than the actual events, man. You know, because what when the event hit, it's like, all right, I did this so many times. This is just repetition.
Yeah.
You know, they be like, damn, how the hell Mike hit those moves like it ain't nothing? Because he been doing it 100 plus times, man. Thousands of times over and over and over again.
Yep. See, I think Kobe said something like that about the last second shot. He's like, I'm never nervous about the last second shot because I done this 50,000 times in practice. It's like,
that's where confidence comes from.
Simple.
That's where our preparation is going to have us confident in the spirit of Yahweh Shemiah Shah that Lord willing, if we be part of that number, we're going to get through it.
That's right.
All right? So with that, I'm going to go and step down. Whoever's going to step up, and I pray that it's like edifying.
Yeah, continuing on with that sentiment, you know, I wanted to get this scripture, Ezekiel 28 and 1.
Because like we were saying before, you know, what Captain Brother was saying, you know, Esau's coming down with wrath, man. You know, you get a matter of fact, Revelation 12 and 12 too. Because when this devil comes down, which he's doing now, he's doing everything, he's controlling the narrative right now. You know, he's putting everything in place. Now what do they have? The dogs, the Black Mirror dogs, I forget what state that was in, but they had those dogs running around. How long they already had them in operation where they were tweaking and designing, you know, fine tuning, making sure that they have the proper optics, the right technology to track people on a large premise. How long they been working on that? They've been working on that for decades, man. But now is the perfect opportunity for people to see it. So you got now what? Drones in the sky, you got these damn dogs that's walking around. And it's gonna get more intensified. It's gonna see it in one state gonna turn to 4 states. 4 gonna turn to 22 states.
Yep.
Now the whole goddamn United States, you seeing dogs all over the damn place.
You used to it.
You used to it. That's why Black Mirror, they said they ain't even gonna do no more episodes right now.
Right.
They can't release any more episodes due to the fact that it's gonna put a shockwave in the minds of the people.
That's a heavy statement.
That shit true though.
That's a heavy ass statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I've been rewatching all the episodes of Black Mirror too, and a lot of things that happen in these Black Mirror episodes have actually been like coming alive in our daily lives right now. It's like, man, that is spot on.
We're living in Black Mirror.
We're living in Black Mirror.
Yeah.
That's about
yeah.
fucking crazy.
Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 1.
Matter of fact, I want that
Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice in heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea.
Yeah, it says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Who was the inhabitants of the earth and the sea? The sea in Revelation 17:5 represents the people. People, nations, multitudes, and tongues. And it says, woe, which means destruction.
How they ban
Right?
that shit?
How is this devil
They
destroying
ban
you?
those.
You know, first off, he's tracking you. That's taking, the word destroy means to take away from the structure. He's little by little breaking you down.
Right.
You know, they said since this coronavirus happened, it's really destroyed people's immune system. You being locked away in the house, lacking vitamin D, lacking the essential vitamins that the actual sun actually brings. You know, that actually, face masks and all these different things that you are taking in. You know, the different drugs that people have to take on top of that. You know, that you've been tested with, because there's been a lot of tests on drugs that have, like, such as hydroxychloroquine and various other drugs.
Yeah.
That's been trying. That's destroying the frame of the actual main frame of the people, man. The fiber of the system of the system of the people.
Yeah. They're also saying the next biggest crisis within this is mental health.
I see. I got that article right.
Yeah, I
here.
was gonna say that. Yeah.
All right. So it said. Oh, Salaki, go ahead, Salaki.
It says, It says,
Trust me,
it says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Yeah, so the devil gonna come down like freezer in a goddamn pot. You know, is he gonna fall on the damn earth? You gonna see the goddamn pot open up and smoke bloom, and you see a man with goddamn 2 horns,
Right.
with a staff. No, that's not how the devil gonna come down. It's talking about the so-called white man.
That's right. That's right.
All right, who painted the picture of himself as the Christ, as the Messiah, as that pure, that pure entity, so to speak. And he's coming down through what? The legislations, the different branches of the government. Because what does it say in Daniel? Through craftiness shall he make how is it worded? Shall he prosper? And that's talking about through what? These policies and legislations.
8 and 25.
Daniel 8:25. Matter of fact, you can get that, then we'll get it.
This is Daniel chapter 8, verses 25. It says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High,
He shall speak great words against the Most High. Keep going.
and shall wear out the saints
And shall wear out the saints. Keep going.
of the Most High, and think to change times
And think to change times
and laws.
and he's done that. That prophecy came to pass.
Yeah.
You know, when the Romans and the Greeks came to power, they was rechanging the narrative of the with the Gregorian
Yeah.
and with the Julian calendar.
AD BC.
Yeah, AD BC. They was rearranging the time. Because what? Even the time starts from evening to evening. Esau measures it by 12 o'clock. 1 in the morning is a whole new day.
Right.
That's not how time works, man. Keep going.
It says, and think to change times and laws. And think to change times and laws.
Yeah, and that's why in the movie The Matrix, they were like, truthfully, we don't know what year this is.
Yep.
We don't know what year this is. There ain't no damn 2020 now.
Right.
Jake is all, 2020, 2021 revolution. We don't know what, man, we might be the 19th.
For real.
We really don't know. Or it might be actually.
Might be 1983 right now.
We don't know. You know? As he says, he shall think to change times and laws. And even when you look at the old Roman calendars, I think they had 1 through 8, and then 8 jumped to like 13, the 13th day of the month. Then the 13th day of the month jumped to like the 21st day. It was all jacked up, man. That's why you have now, in today's time, you have leap years.
Yep.
You know, it's all kind of different weird shit on the
Even with the ADBC chart, there's discrepancies with that because they even say that they believe that the Lord was born on
4 BC.
like 3-4 BC. Yeah, you know, because they give about a 3-4 year. Even in that calendar, that time they give about a 3-4 year grace period of time.
Yeah, you would think the Lord would be born in 0.
That's right, but it's not.
Exactly.
He's born before himself.
It's right.
That don't make any damn
That
sense.
doesn't make sense.
Confusion. This is
Right.
the city of confusion. Oh,
If it would be 0 AD if you.
Yeah, but
you
That's
have
the start.
The month of December, which is the 12th month of the year. But when you look up December, it goes back to today, which is 10. September goes back to what 7, which is the, if I'm not mistaken, the 9th month.
October
It's the
8th.
9th month.
Yeah, 9th month. October means 8, which is the 10th month. That's confusion, man. And then they just filled it in with all kind of devils, man. July,
Yep.
Julius Caesar.
February and
Yeah, February.
March from Mars.
Yeah, March from Mars. So you've been duped, man. But that's why you have to go back to what? The scriptures. You go
That's
back
it.
to the scriptures because that's the purest word. You know, in the days of the week, the Lord had what, the first day, the second day, the third day.
Right.
This is it. This is what I'm saying. This is what Jake want right here.
I couldn't wait.
This is why Atlanta gotta wake up. I mean, open back up because niggas want to do that.
This is Daniel 8:25. It says, and through his policy also he shall through his policy.
So you have what? Politicians
Right.
that deal with policy. And your policy is through what? Your executive, your branches of the government. You have the executive, which they the ones that execute. Then you have legislations, which is passed through the legislative branch. And what does the judicial do? I forget the actual job of the judicial, but it's all basically spell checking, checks and that's where you have checks and balances. You know, But these branches of the government, you think it's for your benefit, but it's really to your demise.
Yep.
It says through his policy.
Also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Also, he shall cause craft to prosper. HR 666. Look at that. And they got an extra 6 in there.
Right.
You know it's devil. And what is it? We just said the Trace Act, NDAA, the
Made it.
National Defense Authorization Act. And when you put all those legislation and all those policies, because there be so much stuff we don't even know about, really.
Man, it's legislation that Bill Clinton signed that we don't even.
Man, they made a 6 branch of the
Military.
military.
Made the 6 branches for the military. Yeah, when you put all these things
6.
together,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, damn, you can't move out of anything, man. There ain't no way to slither and snake. You know what? Yeah, with NDAA, you basically don't even have a freedom of speech. What is the National Defense Authorization Act? And I think it deleted what was it, habeas corpus?
Yep.
Which was it, keep the body. And basically, you don't have any due process, man. So they can lock your ass up. They ain't got to hear.
No trial, no nothing.
No
No trial.
lawyer, you don't. That with that pleading fifth, all that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
And that's when you'll see these different videos. Which I was watching. I haven't seen it. Watch this. Like start and watch. When senior citizens, not senior citizens, sovereign citizens. When sovereign citizens get owned, you see the police stop the sovereign citizens. They be like, well, what about this policy? What about this legislation, and they just
That's
lock
out the
their ass,
window.
They'll throw them on the ground. They'll bust their glasses. They don't give a hell about none of that, man.
That's
And
a
that's
joke.
why these cops are they're just straight militant now, man.
Yeah.
Right. Don't
They
know
just
shit
move.
about legislation.
They don't know
They
shit
just
about
got a
Especially
gun and
the
a
New
fucking
York
badge.
cops, man. Them New York cops, man.
They just got a gun and a badge.
They're New Yorkers with guns.
That's it.
They just niggas with guns.
In a uniform.
Like New Yorkers are the worst people to be. They're like New Yorkers with guns.
That's it.
We're still under a state of emergency. Oh, we're definitely under that, yeah.
Ain't really no constitution right now.
Right.
And they militarized the police back in 01.
Hell yeah.
Right. Yup.
That cop got fired. That cop that was I don't know if y'all saw that video. He was recording. He didn't show his face, and he was like, "These arrests aren't constitutional, and this is not right." Yeah, he got fired behind that shit. He was from Washington State.
Because all that shit is going out the window. This is the devil's
He didn't even show
program,
his face.
all right? And he's
Still got
pushing it
fired.
to the utmost, man. That's why you have the term draconian legislation.
Mm-hmm.
All this legislation is draconian. Draconian goes back to the word Draco, which is dragon, man.
Yep.
What is it? The serpent? What do you know? The great dragon, which is Satan.
That old serpent.
That old serpent, the devil. It all links up perfectly, man. If you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, which a lot of people don't.
It says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper from his hand.
And he shall cause craft. We just went into that cunning devil, cunning and crafty. When somebody deals with craft, like witchcraft,
Yeah.
you have seance, you have all kind of different things to deceive, and put optical illusions, put certain things in your mind. Like depending on the level of, if you say for instance you want to, like you have individuals that go to witches to put spells on people, and depending on the type of witch, you can really mess somebody's mind all the way up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because what? It's the level of witchcraft that they're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
They'll ask you what you want, depending on the type. Like I said, depending on the type of witch or the location. I heard certain stories where they'll give certain people certain directions and instructions, and they'll bug their man out.
Yeah.
Like a woman might want her man to, he might be cheating or he might be stepping out, and they'll say, put this in his drink, put this in his food. You mix it up, feed it to him. His ass ain't gonna want to leave the house. And a lot of them, they be locked in the house because what? They're under a certain certain spell. And it's the same thing with Esau and his witchcraft.
Well, I remember the Hebrew word for craft is morum. I think it's Marama. It says deceit, treachery. All right, deceitfully false guile.
And deceit and lying is two different things. You have somebody with a white lie. Deception is complex. When somebody is deceiving you, they put, they got lies on top of lies. those type of individuals you gotta get the hell away from. Now, when you're dealing with like a con artist, them mother effers are smart, man. When you deal with them top level con artists, they be thinking 10 steps ahead of you.
Lawyers.
They know how to say certain things, to know how to say for you to react a certain way, for them to actually put you in the box. They be like real chess masters, man.
You watch that show, First 48. They'll get people to say what they need to say just to book them. Another movie, a good movie, is with Gerard Butler in it, Den of Thieves, and Ice Cube's son is in that, and it shows how he was already 10 steps ahead of everything too.
That's why you gotta be 10 steps.
Oh, you gotta watch it.
Wise as a serpent.
Wise as a serpent. He's 10 steps ahead of you. You know, the scripture says what? They're wiser than Daniel. The whole system that they come together with is all to come against you. The Negroes, the Latinos, and the Native Americans.
That's right.
Look how they came together as a cohesive unit to take down those natives.
Right.
And all those different tribes of the natives. And the Latins from North, Central, and South America. And they're gonna remix it now with this new world order. They used Jake to take down Jake. That was the main reason for the fall of those natives and those Negroes.
Another word says guile. When you go into guile, it says sly or cunning intelligence.
We say sly.
Sly and cunning intelligence.
Yeah, and that's the slithery serpent, who is sly and crafty policy. And we'll go back to that.
It says, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
And by peace shall destroy many. It also says in Revelation how he had horns like a lamb, but he spake as a dragon. You see it? Because a lamb comes off what? Innocent. You be seeing these politicians, you know, and a lot of these jakes, they get into them politicians, and they get fucking bought out, man. A lot of jakes voted for Trump.
Right.
You know, now you have what? What's this guy? Sleepy Joe Biden.
Joe the Creep.
Yeah, Joe the Creep. You got a lot of jakes that listen to him, and they get bought by Jake like that.
Black women, he's buying the hell out of black women right now.
Hell yeah. Oh, Bernie Sanders. Jake on my job. You want to vote for Bernie? Nah, man.
Bro, Bernie Sanders doing live streams with Cardi B and shit.
Yeah, and what does that do? That gains the mass. They like, oh shit, he's one of them.
He's cool though.
Take him to the cookout.
He's cool.
That's a goddamn
He's
chief
cool.
Chief Satan. And it ain't nothing but Satan versus Satan on those goddamn ballots, whatever you call them, man. And the dividers. And it's all about their views to really stay on the up and up. You know, whether you're dealing with Democrats or Republicans. Most jakes, what? They on the Democratic side. The Democrats were the ones that were pro-slavery, man.
Yep.
They still pro-slavery, keeping your ass down. You know, but they don't say this. They don't say slavery in these days now. The whole context has been changed, man. Whether it's taxpayers, we should do this with taxpayers' dollars, use it for hospitals, schools, whatever. But when they're putting all this money in the system, say for instance, school, for instance, that's to deceive you on the educational level. Hospital, that's to inject more witchcraft in you, man. But Jake don't look at it like that, man. You continue.
It says, and by peace shall destroy many.
And by peace shall destroy many. All right, that's one of the main ways he gets you. What does it say? Peace and safety, then
Destruction.
They be in a low base. They be thinking everything is cool and smooth sailing. Not knowing the devil got a scope on your goddamn head.
Just waiting for you to just.
Waiting for you. Go around the corner. That's how they get you, man. That's why it says this is warfare. The scripture speak about warfare. This is the warrior's book, really.
That's
speak
fact.
about how the Lord is a man of war. And you gotta know tactics. You gotta know strategy. You gotta have a skill. Sirach 49:10 says, "Build the frame of God's skill." Right, we understand that the moves of this devil. What's his next move? What's the next policy he's gonna pass? That's why we say we prepare. All right.
It says, he shall also stand up against the prince of princes.
He shall stand up against the prince of princes, and it starts off with his people. All right, all throughout the Bible, they tried to come against the prophets. All right, whether they killed the prophets, whether they locked up the prophets, beheaded them, had legislations to kick them out the land. Hell, in Rome, you had the Jewish Expulsion Act, which I forget. I think it was Claudius Caesar. He expelled the Jews from Rome, and we read that in the book of Acts, and they passed more legislation. Hell, Emperor Nero, he burned down a third of Jerusalem, and he blamed it on the Jews.
Rome. You said Jerusalem.
Oh, yeah, I said Jerusalem. Sorry. He burned down a third of Rome, and he blamed it on the Jews. And then after that, he built a big ass palace off of the burnt, area.
Yep.
Showing you that he got them created that chaotic. That's that same spirit, man. That what is it? Ordo ad chaos, create a chaotic event, blame somebody for the terrorist attack, to crucify them, and then create what you actually really want. That's this devil. And he's using the same tactics now, man. Some more.
It says, but he shall be broken without hand.
But he shall be broken without hand. Matter of fact, go back to that
Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Yeah, we were talking about that doomsday clock. The devil knows that he has a short time.
Yep.
And they were speaking about how really this economy was damn near finna crash any damn way. That's why this coronavirus was used as a ploy to make it seem like,
it's crashed.
It's crashed. This shit been about to crash, man.
We've been in a recession since 08.
It's been in a recession. This money, which now we're starting to see inflated prices. It was already going to inflate. And it's going to transition from inflation to hyperinflation. What's starting to be inflated? Your poultry, your meat items, your dairy, your goods, your milk. Those numbers are jumping.
Yep.
Hey, about 3 to 6 million people lose a job a week.
3 to 6 million people lose their job a week. That's what
No, they said that already.
Yeah.
We're in a Great Depression. It just don't look and seem like it.
That's why they bring in universal basic.
Yep.
So they can pretty much
That's what we said earlier.
keep everything afloat.
That's right.
Keep people from rising.
Right.
And you know who they used to introduce that? Months ago? What was it? Andrew Wang? That gook that was running for president. Because that was the policy that he was running on. Was he wanted every month, really through the spirit, every month he wanted every American to receive like $2,000-3,000 a month. That was his presidency platform. I guess they say, get your ass out of here. We're gonna do it anyway.
Good idea.
We already have plans.
Yeah.
Because what? China, they're gonna, which Pastor Hart did a lesson on that a while back, how China's going to be really the first ones to introduce that market of beast. They're really an updated America.
Yeah.
Everything that's going on, if you want to know what's going to go on in America, the future of America, look
Follow
at China. With that social credit, social credit system, how they're tracking each and every individual. And now they want everybody to get coronavirus tested. They're gonna make it mandatory.
Oh yeah, they gonna split wigs over there for that shit.
They're gonna kill it if that's what it takes. And them goops gonna line up and take that vaccine.
Oh,
They
yeah.
gonna take that shit.
They've been so conditioned throughout those years.
They've been cashless.
Yep. That's that communist type shit.
But that's what they say. They say, what is it? The democracy leads to socialism, and socialism leads to fascism, and then fascism to communism.
Damn.
That's why China's like, it's a testing ground.
Right.
Yeah. This is Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 1. And the word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith Yahweh Hashem
And
Yahushua.
that current prince of Tyrus is Esau. Just like it says that the Lord, when he comes down in Revelation, he says he's going to wear many crowns. Because what? He's going to take down many nations. And this same devil has done the same thing. He took down many nations, so he wears many crowns. He took down the ancient land. That's why he's basically the king of the Medes. Like the Medo-Persian Empire, he's really the king of that. He's the king of Babylon. He's the king of all the previous. He's the king of Rome, the king of Greece, the king of Asia Minor, hell, the king of Africa. Job 9 and 24, he's the king of everything right now.
Because thine heart is lifted up
And thou hast said, I am a power.
Yep, it says because thine heart, really the word heart goes to the Hebrew word Allah, which means your mind, because your mind is lifted up.
Geography, bitch.
And I sit in the seat of God.
And thou sit in the seat of God, which is a position of authority. All right, that's why this devil is what? He's looking to be omnipotent. He wants to have his eyes everywhere. And he really has his eyes everywhere through these goddamn cameras, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, they say, shut your phone down and turn your camera off.
Yep.
None of that shit matters, man.
That shit don't matter.
Hey, he wants to be what's the other one? Omniscience, if I'm saying that right. It looks like omniscience, but I think it's pronounced like omniscience,
Omnipresent.
which means like all knowing. With all the cameras around, he knows all your movements. He can track your phone. He knows the last time you took a shit.
He do.
Bro, he know the intimacies of you,
Yo.
man.
Like, damn, I didn't even know that about me. When you watch that movie,
You haven't had
Eagle
sex in 5 months,
Eye,
man.
that
Fuck,
came out, I
man.
think it was the early 2000s. Eagle Eye with Shia LaBeouf.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you see everywhere he turned, it didn't matter where he tried to go to, his ass was being tracked, man. It's the same thing now.
That was almost 20 years ago.
Kingsman. Kingsman with that big ass, whatever the fuck they had.
You can't forget Enemy of the State.
Yeah.
You can't forget that. That was before 9/11.
And you watch these different movies, you go, oh, that's gonna happen in
What's
the
that
late
Tom
future.
Cruise movie?
It's just going on right now, man. Keep going.
It says, I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas.
See, he believes he sits in the seat of God. But they have, what's the sixth branch of the military, the space force? What it said is, when thou shalt exalt thyself in the heavens, that's why shall bring thee down.
Obadiah.
Obadiah, that's it right there. Cause they control everything at this point.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
this devil, he got it. You know, but it has to be something divine to take this man out. That's why these stupid ass guys in black conscience and these different Pan-African communities, they're bugged out, man. It has to be something from the heavens to take this white man down. The level of control, and it's like if you ain't started now, then you ain't gonna get nowhere.
Nah.
What state has these Africans in America took over so far? What city? What district?
Man, we can't even control the black woman, man.
Can't even control the black woman. Because the white man controls the black woman. That's his woman, really.
Yeah.
And when you take down a nation, you got ownership of property. Can't own property. We're property of this man, and this that's why we got a social security, a birth certificate, and property can't own property. Slaves can't own slaves. Your children. Oh, and it was this guy that bugged down in the camp. Pastor Gabar did a lesson years ago. Like your children, you don't own your children. You think you own your children, you don't even own yourself. This guy in the camp bugged out over
They're my kids.
They're my kids. White man.
Them the state kids.
Them the state kids. Hey, but that's why we're fighting, bro. We're fighting to be free. And we accept that. We understand that we're in slavery.
Right.
That's the first thing with knowing your enemy. You got to accept the conditions that's in play, and then you fight to overcome it, man. But Jake don't even see that part of the fight.
They're gonna be like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
They want equality.
Yeah.
They don't want rulership. They want equality. Jake just want to be on side by side with the devil in unison. This devil ain't gonna work like that.
It says, yet thou art a man and not God. Though thou set thy heart.
And the Lord's gonna show you just a damn flimsy Edomite. That's why it says that the Lord set up all people, yea, even the bases of men. Esau is really the lowest nation. Pale as hell. He's the only nation without skin pigment. Look how they take care of the earth. Said who? Oh, Mr. Burns. Hey, I actually did some research on this guy, man. I was like, man, let me look up Mr. Burns. They say that he has every disease ever contracted by man. And also they said that he went to Yale University and he graduated from the Skull and Bone Society. Man.
Yeah.
He's really the prototype Edomite because he's really a mixture of multiple elites.
Yeah.
You said
I think Evelyn Rothschild. It's like based off of that one. Yeah.
And it's a couple of other elites because he really embodies all those different elites, man.
And he's dumb as hell.
Yes.
He's simple. He's simple. He's really a simple guy. He's got resources and money.
He's got resources and money. And it's the same thing with this devil. You know, what did Elon Musk thinking about? Blowing up the moon? Well, I think he said blowing up Mars or something. Yeah, you had a couple of devils that spoke about trying to blow up the moon, trying to block out the sun.
Only the devil will say some shit like, how could that? What are you trying to help blowing up the moon? That's the devil, man.
The moon has a gravitational pull.
Has a gravitational pull.
That's something the universe has.
Yeah.
Natural order.
Well, that's why the scripture said what? The
That's
Lord
what
will destroy
old
them
boy
that
on
destroy
Despicable
the
Me
earth.
did to the moon. Yeah, we.
Though thou set thy heart as the heart of God, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel.
Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. And that's the way. It's think tanks. Because these devils get together, man. They get together in those big board meetings and what? And depending on the faction of Edomites, they'll leave a seat open and they say that's for Satan personally, man.
Edomites?
Edomites.
There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
There's no secret that they can hide from. All right, and that's all through trickery and deception, man. You know, he what? Like I said, he scans everything. He scans your phone and he detects the algorithms. That's how they know how to put you in a box. All right, this is a terrorist organization. This is a terrorist organization. They're coming against American the American system, so to speak.
Yep.
You know.
Glitches.
Yeah, the glitches. And what? That's why last year there was a big thing when they was coming against Israelites, but they were saying the Shemitic attacks on the Jews.
Yeah.
Who's to say that shit wasn't set up, man?
Never heard nothing else from New Jersey.
You didn't hear shit from it since, man. And they create these different situations because what they do, problem, reaction, solution. They want people to react a certain way so that they can take us off the streets, but through the order out of chaos. But through the spirit of Yahweh by Shema Rashai, everything do this unto the end. So can't overthrow.
That's it.
So you can't do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. You know, so with that, we're gonna end up by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
the bonus of the apostle of the great millstone. Shalom.
Shalom.
I listen.
Hey.